of these United States. Then in 2020, Iran fired 16 ballistic missiles at bases housing American troops in Iraq after the death of Soleimani. Now, let's think about that. More than 100 U.S. service members suffered traumatic brain injuries from that attack alone. Think about what that means. A foreign government fired missiles at American soldiers. Let's talk about the recent years. Iranian-backed militias in Iraq and Syria, they've launched more than 170 attacks on American bases using rockets and drones. In January of 2024, an Iranian-backed militia drone struck a U.S. installation in Jordan, killing 3 American soldiers. You guys remember that? Those soldiers on the boat too? Remember that? You remember that? Those 3 families, they now have to live with that loss. Iran, understand this, they also operate through global proxies. The Houthis in Yemen, heavily armed and supported by Iran. They've attacked shipping in the Red Sea and targeted so many vessels connected to the United States and our allies. Inside the United States, Iran has attempted kidnap operations against dissidents living in America. You want to know what? You want to hear one? Federal prosecutors, they uncovered this plot to kidnap a journalist from New York City and to take her back to Iran. Another case involved a plan to assassinate former National Security Advisor John Bolton. Yeah, and let's not forget President Trump. Remember that? There are also these ongoing Iranian cyber operations targeting American companies, American infrastructure, and even U.S. elections. This is the pattern, right? Iran attacks through proxies. Iran attacks through terrorism. Iran attacks through cyber warfare. They then attack through these assassination plots. They've attacked American soldiers across the Middle East. Then when the United States responds, some people suddenly ask, why is America involved? The truth is this. For 45 years, the Iranian regime has treated hostility toward America as a central pillar of its identity. I played that clip. Did you put that clip up there with Keon? I don't know if I'll have time to play it before this break. I played it yesterday on you can't find it? Okay, let me look it up. I'll look it up and then maybe when I don't see it. I know it's on Sean. I'll find it during the break and then we'll play it when we come back. Because what he said in this interview, I believe he was on CNN. He said he was talking to this guy in the foreign ministry, and he told him that Iran has been at war with America since 1979. The American leaders just didn't know it. They knew it. So I'm not concerned at all that we are decimating this country so that the people who want to live, go and look at all of these people who are excited about a free Iran. You don't think so? They're there. They're there. I played many audio clips last Saturday.
Iranian here with a message for every single American who voted for President Trump. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. God bless President Trump, God bless the U.S. military, and God bless America. We can't wait until Iran is free and we can welcome you back to our country with open arms and be the allies that we used to be before the Islamic regime took over.
The most oppressive regime in the Middle East, Iran, they're now free. Black and Right, we'll be right back.
Alex Marla explains the latest on tariffs.
The Supreme Court strikes down Trump tariffs. This decision comes after the tariffs are obviously working. Okay, so what's going to happen next? The administration is going to try to replace some of the tariffs using other trade statutes. That's where it's going to get interesting, complicated. It's going to take a lot of time for all of us to sort through this.
The Alex Marla Show, afternoons at 3, right before Sean Thompson at 4 on AM 560. The Answer.
You ever wonder why Verizon charges twice as much as Pure Talk for the same basic service? Think it might have something to do with the fact that Verizon spends $12 billion a year on advertising and promotion. That's billion with a B. Yeah, Pure Talk doesn't spend that kind of money on commercials. That's why they can offer unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data on a blazing fast 5G network for just $25 a month. Save an additional 50% off your first month when you dial pound 250 and say the words Mike Rowe. That's pound 250, Mike Rowe.
Hey, I'm Mike Slater. My dad passed away at the age of 63. It's out of nowhere. Had a stroke. Super hard, obviously, for the whole family, but my dad had life insurance. This is why I have life insurance for my family, for my wife and 4 kids. And the best place to get life insurance is ethos.com, because you can do it in 10 minutes. And there's no medical exam and no blood test, just a few health questions. Get life insurance in 10 minutes so your family is protected. Ethos, E-T-H-O-S, ethos.com/Mike.
Town Hall News, where conservative voices cut through the noise from breaking headlines to fearless opinion. We report what matters without apology. Written by people who actually believe what you believe. Town Hall tells the stories the corporate press buries, from President Trump to Capitol Hill, from pivotal elections to your everyday lives. Join the movement at townhall.com. Real stories, real reporters, real conservative media.
Safety. It's so important at your industrial facility. You need to keep your personnel safe and meet OSHA requirements. One problem with your ladders, platforms, or safety guards, and you could be facing costly fines. Vans Industrial helps you meet OSHA standards to keep your employees safe.
Hi, I'm Dave Van Camp, president of Vans Industrial. As a business owner, I realize the importance of keeping my employees safe, and I'm here to offer my expertise. Vans Industrial is a specialty contractor uniquely equipped to design, fabricate, and install safety equipment, including walkways, handrails, stairways, and machinery guards. Our Vans Industrial team can inspect existing systems, engineer solutions, fabricate quality goods, and install them with trained pros, all making a safer environment for your employees.
Call 833-VANS-IND for a free inspection of your facility. Interested in what else they do? Visit vansindustrial.com. That's VANSindustrial.com. Quality craftsmanship since 1964.
If you'd like a smartphone that's really smart, download the OnePlace.com app, the app that will inspire your faith daily and provide answers to the biggest questions of all. OnePlace lets you download your favorite pastor's programs and listen even offline or in airplane mode with easy connections to your Bluetooth speaker or dashboard. To download your free OnePlace app, visit the iTunes App Store or the Google Play Store for your Android device and search for OnePlace. That's OnePlace.
Black and Right continues. Once again, here's John Anthony.
2 days ago, yesterday, this morning, I was told we were not at war. Today in the press conference, Pete Hegseth says, end the war. Are we at war? Are we not at war? Do we want regime change or do we not?
The president told the Iranian people in his very first
moment.
You know, I know this may sound controversial, and among my friends, some of them is controversial. That's okay. But I think that a lot of commentary is missing, perhaps, the big picture.
I agree.
And there is a big picture here, and perhaps to simplify it, I would put it this way: I don't think it's right to say that President Trump has started a war with Iran. I think President Trump wants to finish a war that Iran started in 1979, 47 years ago. And these aren't just words. Let me just tell you an anecdote. In the 2003-2004, when I was there in Iran working on projects at a very high level, I was talking with deputy ministers, I was talking with, going back and forth, and I was in the foreign ministry in Tehran, where I met someone who was very senior, and he was semi-sympathetic with the projects we were doing. But as I was leaving, he looked me in the eye, and he said, "You as an Iranian American, I want you to know something and listen very carefully." He said, "We in this building," and what he meant is the foreign ministry, which meant representing the government, which means representing the regime. He said, "We believe we are at war with the United States." He said at that time, it's a Cold War, but it's a war nonetheless. This was a war.
I'll just remind you all, Trump called it a war.
I think it's inevitable.
And I don't give a hoot what you want to call it. These people have killed so many of our men and women and for over 45 years. And let me get something out there, because I understand what's happening on the right now. I don't give a damn. I stand with Israel. There. You got it? You don't want to listen to this show? Be gone. I stand with them. I don't care if you don't like that. So you can have your opinion that you are against Bibi and Israel, but I can't have an opinion that I stand with them? What the hell? Isn't this America? This isn't Iran. This isn't Iran, where this ruling class were the only people that could have an opinion. Be damn with you. Craig, Mount Greenwood.
Oh, hey, John. Thanks for taking my call. Boy, this subject matter you're on is so important because we all have friends and even family members sometimes, and people, they haven't got a clue of what's been going on between Iran, that regime with all those, beginning when you said, and with the U.S. and with Israel. And so I know about all of those things, but I just I can't, know the dates and the specifics. So it's a real good reminder, but it's all like 100%. And then there's another side to it with regard to Israel. If someone was able to put together all of those statistics for Israel during the same time frame, it's horrendous how many Israeli citizens, innocent citizens, thousands of them being killed, because they would constantly come over with their vests on and everything to go sit down in a restaurant in Israel and blow up everybody in the restaurant. It's happened nonstop, decade after decade after decade. Those people, whatever is wrong with them, and I believe it's 100% all kind of like related to being indwelt by the devil and demonic. They just kill. They just love carnage and killing, and that's what people don't understand. So Trump, I believe, God is using Trump to basically take care of some business here that's long overdue.
And I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna tell you this. We've had some they were strong on certain things, but when it came to this, they were weak and they kowtowed. I want a man with some big cojones to say, not on my watch. Guess what? When President Obama, thanks, Craig, when President Obama, I said this yesterday, when he was bombing Syria and all those people, I was cheering it on. You know why? Because he was protecting America. Listen, I really don't. I'm America first, because I so believe in this whole thing right here. You get on the plane, I've said this before. You get on the plane, and the flight attendant, what do they tell you? They get there and they show you the buckle, and then they show you the mask that falls down. Put the mask on you first before you try to help somebody else. There is no way we can help anybody in this world until America gets its stuff right. And for too long, we've had leaders abdicating that responsibility. And now you get a strong man in office who's not afraid to make the decisions that should have been made. You heard the list of the number of American military men who were killed by this regime. We should have took them out. We should have wiped them off the entire face of the earth. Yeah, there you go. Okay, I can hear you. Oh, John, you want to kill all of the Iranian people? No. I want those bastardly, evil men and women who were a part of that regime, who killed over 30-some thousand of their own people. Just within the last couple of years, 30-some thousand of their own people. And you want to defend that? Dennis.
Hello, John. How are you?
What's up?
Hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Just driving here through Kentucky.
Kentucky.
And through the hometown of Lee Majors, of all people.
Oh, Dennis. Now, I don't know if you heard the beginning of the show.
I was just hearing you just now. I've been on for about 2 minutes.
Okay. I talked about all of the attacks where Iranians, either through proxy or have done it themselves, where they've killed so many of our servicemen and so many Americans. For me, it ain't about nuclear weapon ambitions just alone. We tried that in Iraq. But Iraq, it wasn't just nuclear weapons the reason why we should have attacked Iraq. They had a long laundry list of Saddam Hussein using gas against his own people. I mean, we had a long laundry list of reasons why to invade. Iran, we have way more reasons. It's not just nuclear. Killing one American is enough for me. You kill one American, I don't give a what part of this world you're in. You kill one American, you got to face the full weight of the United States military, Janice.
John, we've always talked about the fact that you need institutional knowledge and wisdom. And while most of America is looking at it through the lens of right now, go back to 1979 when Iran took all those hostages.
Yeah.
And I remember that's how the show Nightline started. I remember watching that show with my dad every night in 1979, learning about how the hostages were. And President Carter tried to get them back, and we lost American servicemen in that when there was some problems on that raid. You saw him with the USS Cole. You saw him working with Afghanistan. You've seen him through Hamas and everybody else that they worked through, the Houthis. They killed a number of Americans, both servicemen and women and U.S. citizens, maimed them. And when they chant that to America, they mean it. So you should believe them. So at what point should people talk about forever wars? This war has been going on forever.
Yeah.
I will call it since the Shah of Iran was deposed, and now here we are. And 47 years later, we're still doing the same thing, except President Trump has decided that he's done with all these evil actors across the world.
Yeah, he's done. Cuba's next. He said Cuba's next. He's done, especially here on our own continent, the Americas, rather. Especially here.
That's right. So you have the Madisonian way, or you have what does Don call it himself? For the hemisphere, Western Hemisphere review of the circumstances. You're playing five-dimensional chess now with China. You have Cuba starving for energy, and when you look at the global stage, you have Russia has a lot of problems right now, and so does China. And China is our main competitor today, tomorrow, and 200 years from now.
That's true.
So,
that's true.
Trump is taking stuff that should have been.
It's funny. Patriot Mike, come on. I stand. It's fun. It's cute when you guys do that. I stand with the USA. I just said I'm America first. And if Israel gets in the way of being America first, Israel becomes a problem. I am an American, and I stand with America. Dennis, what's wrong with that?
There's nothing wrong with that. And Israel's an ally of ours. And they've been allies of ours under Democratic and Republican administration. I'm not really sure what all the issues.
Well, you got a long ride to go, so you just hold on. You stay right there. You got a nice little ride to go. I think we got Patrick Harlan coming up next. I don't know. I'll have to look. Phil, I'm going to take you when we come back from break.
Don't put your blame on me. Larry Elder reacts to Trump's State of the Union.
The whole point was to talk about his accomplishments, talk about how the economy is doing now, how it's going to be doing down the road, what the benefits will be of the big, beautiful bill, all of which he accomplished. And I'll tell you, I knew it was going to be long. I thought it was going to be too long, but I enjoyed every single minute of it.
The Larry Elder Show, weeknights at 8, right before Sean Hannity at 10 on AM 560. The Answer.
Fox News, I'm Angelo Bavaro. President Trump meeting grieving families at Dover Air Force Base in Delaware, attending the dignified transfer of 6 U.S. soldiers killed in the war in the Middle East.
Very sad situation. To greet the families of the heroes coming home from Iran, coming home in a different manner than they thought they'd be coming home.
And the U.S. and Israeli attacks on Iran only escalating as the conflict intensifies.
What we're seeing is a coordinated effort between the Israelis and the Americans to degrade not only the leadership structure of the Iranian regime, but also their command and control. They've lost the ability to communicate with units in the field. Their entire headquartered leadership structure in the capital of Tehran has been taken out.
That is Fox's Trey Yingst. America is listening to Fox News.
You know, life moves fast. Staying sharp, focused, and clear-headed isn't always easy. That's why the same company that brings you Relief Factor has developed something brand new, Think Factor. Think Factor is made to help you think clearer and perform better daily. It's a powerful blend of nutrients that unlocks mental clarity and precision, nurtures your memory, boosts your attention. With Think Factor, brain power and performance finally meet for lasting daily results. Supercharge your memory, mental sharpness. Your brain is your most valuable asset, powering your creativity, focus, and daily performance. If you're feeling mentally foggy, give it a try. After a couple of weeks of taking Think Factor, it was a game changer for me. Look, the longer you take Think Factor, the better it works for you. If you've ever thought you want to be more clear, more focused, call 800-4RELIEF. 800, the number 4RELIEF, or visit ReliefFactor.com to learn more and order Think Factor. Your first bottle is just $19.95. Think Factor. Think clearer, perform better daily. Call 800-4RELIEF or visit ReliefFactor.com for Think Factor.
A global logistics analyst is needed in Elk Grove Village, Illinois. Requires 4 years of experience in freight forwarding business, directing activities related to international shipping and logistics, including dispatching, routing, and tracking of transportation routes. The salary is $76,378. Mail resumes to FTS International Express Incorporated, 840 Mark Street, Elk Grove Village, Illinois, 60007.
You need to be tuning into the Retirement Success Blueprint with Michael Stewart, the radio companion to the Amazon best-selling book, Success Blueprint, How to Build the Retirement You Deserve. Each week, Michael shares strategies designed to help reduce market risk through income-generating investments that can provide steady returns. Because if you can avoid a big loss, you don't need to take big risks. Catch the Retirement Success Blueprint with Michael Stewart, Saturday mornings at 10, right here on AM 560, The Answer.
In his new movie, The Dragon's Prophecy, Dinesh D'Souza brings the new Middle East into focus.
Could the fate of the world, of humanity itself, be somehow tied to this place?
At long last, we have peace in the Middle East.
Israel and Christians are coming together in a way they have never been before.
But is this the end of Hamas and radical Islam? The Dragon's Prophecy is powerful, prophetic, a must-see movie. Now available on Amazon, YouTube, and iTunes.
The following is a paid political announcement. I'm Tidora Brown, running for Congress in Illinois' 11th District. I'm not a career politician. I'm a mom, homeschooling my kids through today's chaos. I'll fight for real education choices, not bureaucracy. Schools that educate and not silence parents. District 11 deserves safe communities and real economic growth. Your cash, your community. On March 17th, make the right choice. Choose Tidora Brown, the only candidate who can take on Bill Foster. I'm Tidora Brown, and I approve this message.
As a local business owner, you get called every week by marketing companies. We get it. We have hundreds of satisfied customers. Here's what a satisfied client recently said.
Open enrollment is going great. We're hitting record numbers. Thank you so much for this report. It really is amazing to see how the marketing is really shaping our enrollment around the city.
Salem Surround. Is your business hard to find online? Meet with a digital marketer today for ideas that will make your business stand out. Visit salemsurround.com.
Did you know most remodeling mishaps start before construction even begins? Here's something else you should know. At Forever Remodeling, we do things differently. Every kitchen, bathroom, and basement project starts with smart planning, detailed 3D designs, a clear scope of work, and accurate pricing, all sorted out before you get started. No surprises, no stress, just beautiful results, done right the first time. Visit foreverremodeling.com. That's the number 4, EVER, remodeling.com, and schedule your free in-home consultation today.
It's the show the mainstream media doesn't want you to know about. It's Black and Right with John Anthony.
What happened with President Obama, I'll just say this very quickly, and I was in the State Department in the 2000s when we implored the Bush administration not to restrict the engagement with Iran simply to the nuclear file. What happened with President Obama is that, for better or worse, and I'm not going to litigate that here, he decided that given the four big problems that have always been on American objectives with Iran, that is enrichment, ballistic missiles, proxies, and democracy inside Iran, that he would put all the last three aside and focus only on the nuclear deal. Now, I'm not going to say that was good or bad. I don't think it was a great idea, but what we have seen, and this is also maybe controversial, and I think a lot of my liberal friends are going to hate me for this.
Don't point to me.
But okay, I know. I didn't.
Okay.
Is that unfortunately, you can draw a straight line from the 2015 nuclear deal to October 7th. Iran.
I'd love to hear that from some administration officials. That leveling with the American people, what you're saying, these thoughtful comments.
Well, I think that what the Trump administration
we do have to go to a break here.
Okay.
There's more on the other side, so hold your thought because
Of course she's got to go to a break. Let's go. Hey, Patrick from Michigan. What's up, Patrick? Patrick, you there? What's up, brother?
I'm here. How you doing, buddy?
I'm good. Good to hear you. Good to hear from you.
Yeah, hey, listen, today is kind of an anniversary of sorts for me. This is way before you were born, but 49 years ago today, an 18-year-old version of myself joined the United States Army. And by the way, I was stationed in Frankfurt, Germany when Iran took our hostages, and along with some other people, I had to pull guard duty to protect the hospital in case there were some problems with the Iranians. So I remember it very, very well.
Yeah, well, I was 11 months old.
I knew you well. Hey, listen, you know, what I love about President Trump is he sees a problem and says, yeah, let's deal with it.
Yeah.
Whatever it is.
Yep.
And he goes out and does it. By the way, did you see recently he was talking with at the White House, he was with some Cuban official, and the Cuban official said he's going back to Cuba. And Trump said, oh, I don't know. Be careful with that now.
Yeah.
I think Cuba might be next on his radar. What do you think?
Yeah, dude, listen, Cuba's President Trump said as much. He already said it. Cuba, here it is.
And your next one is going to be, we want to do that special Cuba. He's waiting, but he says, let's get this one finished first. We could do them all at the same time, but bad things happen. If you watch countries over the years, you do them all too fast, bad things happen. We're not going to let anything bad happen to this country.
Cuba's next, Patrick.
Yeah. I'm glad you have that clip. Excellent timing, my friend.
All right. Thanks, Patrick. I appreciate the call. Hope everything's well in Michigan.
Well, I'm hanging in there, buddy. How about you?
I'm doing well. I miss doing the morning show there and having you call every morning. I miss it.
Well, come on back.
You got to talk to John Gallagher and Dave Centrella for that.
If I see him, I'll talk to him.
All right. Thanks, Patrick.
Take care. Bye-bye.
All right. Let's go to Glenn.
Hey, John. Hope you're doing well. So I remember 1979 very well, too. But let me ask a question. Steve Witkoff last week talked about the meeting they had with the Iranians, and they said, we have so much uranium that was enough to create 11 nuclear bombs. And we are not discussing that. That's off the table. That's during Steve Witkoff, Jared Kushner meeting. So they were pretty much saying, stick it. We're keeping our uranium. So Trump is the kind of person that confronts evil.
Yep.
By the way, does the UN confront evil? When did the UN confront evil?
They don't.
So really, it's either, and if, here's another question. So we knew something was coming. If we had intel that we knew that Pearl Harbor was going to be bombed, should we have taken any action?
Yep.
So this is what Trump is doing. He's taking action to avoid a nuclear bomb going off somewhere in the Middle East.
Well, guess what? I don't care if he didn't have that information. They've attacked us for 45 years. For me, that's enough. And we finally got a leader who's willing to take action.
And again, where's the UN? When you know somebody has enough nuclear material to make 11 bombs, and they're nuts, they're a crazy regime, we're going to just sit there and wait? Are you kidding me?
That's true. I agree, Glenn. Thanks for the call, Glenn. You old enough to be my father. You probably are. I'm gonna take Philip after the break because I don't want to give him just 1 minute. I'm gonna take guys. I know. Oh, Patrick Harlan's on the line. Patrick, bear with me, brother. I know you know how to roll with the punches. So, Patrick Harlan is running for office here in the state of Illinois, so we're going to be interviewing him. But I want to get these next two callers off. And Dennis, you're going to help me with this interview with Patrick Harlan, okay?
Absolutely.
All right. We got about 40-some seconds left. But I want to – no, I don't have time to play it. Trump – huh?
Can I say this, John? If you remember, not that much, a few weeks back, didn't the administration, if the Gang of Eight the chairman of the Intel and the leaders, all of the Intel, that they knew how bad stuff was, and that they had pictures of those guys coming out of the meetings and how afraid they were of what was actually going on?
Yeah.
How come that's not talked about very much?
That's a good point, Dennis. That's a really good point. You're listening to Black and Right. Guys, hold the line. We'll take your calls. And Patrick, just roll with the punches, brother. You know I love you, man. And you got to go win this. You're listening to Black and Right. We'll be right back.
You need a construction company, but who?
Call Croscom.
A construction company you can trust that shares your Christian and conservative values. For decades, Croscom has been doing work in Chicagoland, Northwest Indiana, and Wisconsin. Roofs, siding, windows, doors, gutters, basically everything for your home or business, even solar. Quality work and professional services that make you feel great about your decision to work with Croscom.
Call Croscom.
630-871-5500. Give them a chance to earn your business. If your repairs are due to storm, fire, or flood damage, you need to
call Croscom.
They're licensed public adjusters. They work for you, not the insurance company. Croscom will work to get you the money you deserve, the maximum payout. They know the insurance companies and how to deal with them. They win for you.
Call Croscom.
Croscom Construction and Public Adjusters.
This is Dan Lights with Croscom. You can trust us with your home or business for high-quality work and fair prices. It's the only way we do business.
630-871-5500. CroscomPublicAdjusters.com.
Making the switch to a new communications and IT company may seem like a big ordeal, but if you're not getting the reliable support, consistent internet, and secure solutions your company needs, meet Access One, your local Chicagoland IT experts. Access One has been powering Chicago businesses with secure, reliable IT solutions for over 30 years from our headquarters right here in the West Loop. Whether it's VoIP phones, dedicated internet, managed cybersecurity, cloud backups, or 24/7 support, Access One is here for you. Serving thousands of companies from Naperville to the North Shore, Access One is Chicago-owned and Chicago-run, a trusted IT partner for law firms, clinics, tech startups to manufacturers. We'll make the switch easier than you think. Let's talk. Call 800-804-8333 or visit accessoneinc.com. Rated top 5% in customer satisfaction and a Better Business Bureau A+ rated business. That's accessoneinc.com. Tech made personal locally.
Hello, can I have your attention, please? My name is Hugh McKenzie, and I'm a devout listener of The Answer. They have partnered with Food for the Poor consistently for the last few years. In the past, I've always wanted to participate, but unfortunately never had the extra cash at the end of the year to do so. But last weekend, I received the mail, and there was a bonus check for $2,500 from Mack Truck for selling commercial vehicles. I decided that I was all in. As I mentioned, I sell commercial vehicles. Everything from Mack, Volvo, Hino, Isuzu, new and used. I've been selling for over 30 years in the Chicagoland market. Call me at 630-918-9534 or check me out on the web. Google my name, Hugh McKenzie, and Hugh is spelled H-U-G-H, McKenzie is spelled M-C-K-E-N-T-Y. All right, thank you very much for your time.
To contact Hugh McKenzie, search Hugh McKenzie on LinkedIn or call 630-918-9534. That's 630-918-9534.
This is Black and Right with John Anthony.
Get up. Welcome back to Black and Right. You know, I want to send a prayer out to the people of Michigan, guys. They really did get hit hard last night. With the day before last night or the day before, I believe. I checked out, so I'm sorry. Yesterday, filling in the morning, man. I mean, it completely wipes you out. Getting up at 2:00 in the morning, driving an hour, and then driving an hour back, doing 4 hours of talking. I was completely gassed yesterday. So, but I do want to send a prayer out to them. Philip, what's up, brother?
I also want to send a prayer out. Thank you, brother. I want to send a prayer out to, the sick soldiers.
Yes. Me
being an old veteran, I went in 77, and I served for 6 years in the infantry. And so my prayers go, and not only to those sick, but to the hundreds that have been injured, and the ones that our media or that our government is not telling us have been hurt, killed, maimed, so forth and so on. So I'm just praying for the soldiers in general on both sides. And it's kind of incredible to me how Israel seems to always get off the hook. They are now attacking Lebanon, Beirut.
Mm-hmm.
They went in there yesterday and killed over 1,500 people looking for one of their airmen that was shot down in 1986, 20 years ago. They going in there looking for his remains. They didn't find the remains, but they killed over 1,500 people in the midst of it.
It's war.
Why are they attacking Syria? Why are we attacking?
Because Syria is a friend. Syria is no longer an enemy of America anymore. That's why. Syria is with us. Saudi Arabia is with us. Qatar is with us.
I meant Lebanon.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry.
Well, Hezbollah is over there in Lebanon.
Well, there's always a reason, but my point is you're feeling overly concerned about the quoted number of 30,000 Iranians that was killed, and that's a number that you can't even verify yourself. But they're saying 30,000. First it was 10,000. Then it was, and so they play with the numbers coming out of those parts of the world, and we go through the filter of Israel, and then they share the numbers with the United States, and then the media of the United States share those numbers with the American public, and most of those numbers are unverifiable.
Wait. Do you really want to play this game? Because you told me. Wait, no. Hold on. Wait, time out. You told me that there were over 30,000 Gazans killed. Where did you get your numbers from?
No, see, John, I'm talking about, see.
No, I'm just saying.
Wait a minute. Let's look at this for a second. You honestly don't believe that 30,000 Gazans were killed by Israel?
I do not. I think Hamas played a huge role in killing a lot of their own people.
How could that be, John? Since they didn't put any of their people in any of their military in hospitals or in schools or any of that. And a lot of liberals were quick to point to the Hamas health ministry for all of the information. And we took that as chapter and verse.
Yeah.
So I'm surprised Philip will believe some folks and then not believe the others over there. So you take it what you want.
I'm sorry, I just had to just leave that silence there for John. And I'm glad you jumped in because, again, if you don't believe that Israel was responsible for at least 30,000.
No, I don't.
That's ridiculous to me.
I don't.
Other thing,
you know why I don't? Because Hamas killed over 1,000. Hamas, wait, Phil, you remember. Hamas killed over 1,000 people, took hostages. I don't give a damn about Hamas. I can care less how many of them die. I really don't. With the barbaric nature of who they are, I don't care, Phil.
Do you care about any of the Palestinian children and mothers?
Really? You're not. So you know what? That's that leftist trick. You can't. Wait, time out. Wait, hold on. You can't debate on the merits and then you shift to. Wait, hold on. You can't debate on the merits and then you shift to the heartstrings. That don't work here on Black and White Radio with John Anthony. Because I have said from time and me and Valon have argued about this since Israel went in and started attacking Hamas. He and I have had this argument. Of course I care about kids dying. But guess what? Hamas is putting them in this position. They're shooting rockets from hospitals and schools. Who is the bad guy here? But you don't want you don't want to have that conversation, Phil.
John, I'm having a conversation with you now, brother. I'm having a conversation.
Yeah, but you're asking me now. When I said 30,000, I'm talking about since 1979. There are some people who think it's anywhere between 50 to 100,000 people that this regime has killed. I'm talking about since 1979 up until today.
Okay, real quick, because I know I appreciate every second.
Yeah, of course.
A year ago, not even a year ago, months ago, the nuclear apparatus in Iran was decimated.
Okay, what's the point?
And then if you think of the word decimated, that means it's unrecoverable. And now, what are they trying to tell us? The reason for 6 of our troops being notified is dead.
Phil, whatever they tell us, I don't care.
Israel's and Netanyahu's persistence on that. Now 6 more months from now, they then reconstituted and da-da-da. And then you have Trump. And you have Epstein.
Okay.
And you have all these different things that's around that. And so all of a sudden now Trump done changed from the Venezuelans.
You think this attack is? I got to go to break, but you think this attack is about Jeffrey Epstein? Phil.
What I'm saying.
Phil, no, you good. I got to go. But if you think this attack is about Jeffrey Epstein, this is about Iran killing people and destroying and trying to become. Why do you think Saudi Arabia has allowed the Israeli and American forces to fly over their own country? Because they know the threat that Iran stands, who they are. We'll be back.
In his new movie, The Dragon's Prophecy, Dinesh D'Souza brings the new Middle East into focus with a message of perseverance, faith, and a shared global destiny.
Could the fate of the world, of humanity itself, be somehow tied to this place?
At long last, we have peace in the Middle East.
Israel and Christians are coming together in a way they have never been before, since the book of Acts.
But is this the end of Hamas and radical Islam? What does the Bible say?
We have to become fighters in the spirit for God. We don't accept what the enemy wants to do with our culture. We don't accept what he wants to do with the nation. If we keep fighting, we win.
Powerful, prophetic, a must-see movie based on Jonathan Cahn's international bestseller, The Dragon's Prophecy, combines history and scripture with faith, justice, and renewal. The Dragon's Prophecy, a new film by Dinesh D'Souza, now available on Amazon, YouTube, and iTunes.
If you're over 65 and struggling with knee pain, Joint Relief Institute offers a guaranteed way to treat it. It's non-surgical and often covered by Medicare and private insurance. It's JRI's joint arthritis treatment, knee lubrication placement that's so accurate it's 100% guaranteed and can relieve your knee and shoulder pain in 10 minutes or less. Book your risk-free consultation today and get back to walking, golfing, pickleball to cycling without pain or medication. Call 708-315-6800. Meet the provider, get an x-ray and joint consultation. Why wait? JRI has treated over 30,000 Chicagoans and performed over 400,000 procedures. You could be next. Over 5,000 five-star Google reviews can't be wrong.
Stop living in pain. Call the Joint Relief Institute today, 708-315-6800, or visit jointreliefinstitute.com. Locations in Glenview, Oak Brook, and Orland Park. That's 708-315-6800 for the Joint Relief Institute. Medicare and most private insurance plans accepted.
And now, more Black and Right with John Anthony.
When you get the respect of the other countries, then the other countries tend to do a little bit as you do, and you can create the right attitudes. The Iranian situation is a case in point. That they hold our hostages is just absolutely and totally ridiculous. That this country sits back and allows a country such as Iran to hold our hostages, to my way of thinking, is a horror. And I don't think they'd do it with other countries. I honestly don't think they'd do it with other countries.
Obviously, you're advocating that we should have gone in there with troops, etc., and brought our boys out.
I absolutely feel that, yes. I don't think there's any question, and there's no question in my mind. I think right now would be an oil-rich nation, and I believe that we should have done it, and I'm very disappointed that we didn't do it, and I don't think anybody would have held us in abeyance. I don't think anybody would have been angry with us, and we had every right to do it at the time. I think we've lost the opportunity.
Guess what year that was? 1980. Right after they took over in Iran. 1980. Those were the words of President Trump. The man got the big ones. That's why I'm 10 toes down with this man. He is not afraid. That's what I love about him. Dennis, where am I off on this?
Well, I'm not sure.
I know you will tell me.
I'll tell you this. We tried appeasement, right? That didn't work under Biden. And we took sanctions off of Iran. That didn't stop them. Remember the pallets of billions of dollars?
$1.7 billion.
That's okay. Just drop that money off, and that's supposed to stop them. And that didn't seem to work. So now that we bombed them, 7 to 8 months ago, and they're right back at it. And what exactly should America do then?
Right.
Should they just wait for a nuclear Iran?
No.
Where, what was it, about three-quarters? Or I think I heard a stat that it was about 3/5 of the world live in that area. Population-wise, so you control a lot when you control that whole entire region. So It makes sense to do what you have to do.
And exactly. Thank Frank Rogers. How about when Hillary said if she would have become president, she was going to attack Iran? Mitchell, I got you got to be quick.
All right. First of all, this whole thing in 1979, Jimmy Carter totally screwed up trying to get the hostages back. He was so inept. He was considered a pussyfoot because he was an incompetent president.
Yep.
And basically, the clip with Trump in 1980, all he's doing is being the person to lead by example. The problem is that they've always been a thorn in our side in that region for centuries. Yeah. And that $1.7 billion that Obama gave them, you could have taken that money and flushed it right down the toilet, Daddy-O.
Yeah, but
so what are we supposed to Dennis's point, what are we supposed to do? Just sit back and keep on placating the Iranians? Good luck with that.
Right.
So the only problem that we have is that you go on Friday, the oil went up 35%. You had the jobs losses. It was supposed to be 50,000. They came out with negative 92,000. So, Trump he's walking a fine line, but I think if he can basically pull out of this and look like a hero and basically be more dependent on our own oil and have that number come down and modulate, I think he'll look great.
Yeah, we'll see.
What do you think?
We'll see, right. Mitchell. Thank you. I got to go, Mitchell. Let's go to Mark from Wisconsin. Mark, we got about 50 seconds. Go.
Okay.
Thanks for holding.
I think the Marco Rubio interview with was pretty prophetic. What was coming down the pike with countries that would attain nuclear capacity. I was amazed when Obama spearheaded the Iranian nuclear deal. So to me, he was actually emboldening a foreign enemy, and I think that's treason. And Rubio also mentioned Kim Jong-un in that whole conversation. So
right.
he saw what was coming down the pike, and that was 10 years ago. And why we weren't ready for that is beyond my comprehension.
Yeah, I agree with you, Mark. Thanks so much for calling.
Thank
You're listening to Black and Right. Guys, I got 2 more interviews here. We're going to make it work. That's what we do here. Be back.
A great smile can make you feel happy and confident. So when you consciously conserve your teeth, that glowing smile will show through. At Best Dental Group, doctors Economos, Gay Vallis, and their staff are ready to help you create that perfect look or maintain the one you have now. Along with general dentistry, Best Dental Group is a multidiscipline practice with an orthodontist, periodontist, and prosthetic specialists on site. They use the newest breakthroughs in dental technology such as titanium implants, Invisalign clear braces, and laser treatments. Don't let fear get in the way. They can recommend sedation to make your experience as comfortable as possible. Best Dental Group is located in historic downtown Bartlett and is a multilingual office. Call 630-830-4930, 630-830-4930, or visit bestdental.org. Best Dental Group, sharing your conservative values and helping you to conserve your teeth.
News, opinion, insight. This is AM 560, The Answer. WIND, Chicago. Streaming at 560theanswer.com on the AM 560 mobile app, or tell your smart speaker to play The Answer.
Honoring the fallen. I'm Angelo Bavaro, Fox News. President Trump joining grieving families today at Dover Air Force Base in Delaware, attending the dignified transfer of the 6 U.S. soldiers killed in the war in the Middle East.
A solemn moment up in Dover, Delaware. That's the Mortuary Sciences Dover Air Force Base, where those fallen are brought back. Captain Cody Cork, Sergeant First Class Noah Teachins, Sergeant First Class Nicole Armour, Sergeant Declan Cody, Major Jeffrey O'Brien, and Chief Warrant Officer Robert Marzan. President Trump meeting with the family. Here's the president earlier today on this.
Very sad situation. To greet the families of the heroes coming home from Iran, coming home in a different manner than they thought they'd be coming home.
Also, the vice president and other members of his cabinet there. That is Fox's David Spunt. President Trump has warned that more casualties could happen. The U.S. and Israel entering phase 2 now of Operation Epic Fury. Fox's Nate Foy is in Tel Aviv.
President Donald Trump says that Iran is going to be hit very hard as U.S. bombers continue targeting ballistic missile positions specifically for the Iranian regime. However, Iran still does possess a capability targeting central Israel. Israel's air defense has remained strong. Israel launched a new wave of strikes overnight in Iran and Lebanon. The U.S. and Israel, again, targeting those ballistic missile positions, launchers, and weapons depots. Israel used 80 fighter jets in its attack on Tehran, and this is after they hit the underground compound formerly used by Iran's slain supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei.
Iran's president pushing back on President Trump's demand for unconditional surrender, calling it a dream Americans should take to their grave. America is listening to Fox News.
Now, your official weather forecast.
Tonight will be mainly clear and cooler with a low of 35. Tomorrow, expect partly to mostly sunny skies, breezy conditions, and warm temperatures with a high of 63. Tomorrow night will be clear to partly cloudy with a low of 47. I'm meteorologist Jason Caterina on AM 560, The Answer.
Get the latest weather, traffic, and news updates online at 560theanswer.com.
Hey, I'm Mike Slater. My dad passed away at the age of 63. It's out of nowhere. Had a stroke. Super hard, obviously, for the whole family, but my dad had life insurance. This is why I have life insurance for my family, for my wife and 4 kids. And the best place to get life insurance is ethos.com because you can do it in 10 minutes. And there's no medical exam and no blood test, just a few health questions. Get life insurance in 10 minutes so your family is protected. Ethos, E-T-H-O-S, ethos.com/Mike.
Are you a fraud-paying American? 1 in 4 tax-paying Americans have been victim of identity fraud. With LifeLock, your identity, if it's stolen, they fix it guaranteed or your money back. And last year, billions in refunds were stolen. Could be from your salary, overtime, or second job. Gone. But this year, you don't need to stay a victim. Because this tax season, fraud-paying American is something no American should have to claim. Save up to 40% off your first year with the promo code BECK. Visit LifeLock.com. Terms do apply.
In today's fast-paced world, professionals face endless projects, deadlines, competition. To thrive, you need mental clarity, sharp focus, and reliable memory. That's why the same company that brings you Relief Factor created Think Factor. Think Factor is designed to help you think clearer and perform better daily. It's a powerful blend of nutrients that supercharges your memory and sharpens your focus. You can stay on top of your work and outshine the competition. After a couple of weeks of taking Think Factor, I noticed a dramatic difference in my clarity, my focus, even my memory. And you know what? The longer you take Think Factor, the better the results are. If you've ever felt mentally foggy or struggled to keep up with everything on your plate, well, Think Factor can help you reclaim your cognitive edge and thrive in your life. Call 800-4RELIEF, 800-4RELIEF, or visit ReliefFactor.com, ReliefFactor.com to order Think Factor. Call 800-4RELIEF or visit ReliefFactor.com. Your first bottle, just $19.95. Think Factor. Think clearer, perform better daily.
Welcome back to Ask Hassellus.
Have you seen my husband?
No.
He's hot.
I'm sorry to hear that.
What?
Good news. Hassellus Mattress is home to a variety of cool gel mattresses, including Tempur-Pedic.
Okay, but...
And right now, get 48 months interest-free financing on Tempur-Pedic with approved credit. Plus, free next-day delivery and setup, free removal of your old mattress, and a $300 MasterCard gift card with your new Tempur-Pedic.
Wow, that's pretty hot.
Find an employee-free showroom near you at Hassellus.com.
Portions of the following show may be pre-recorded.
AM 560, The Answer. Prepare to have your mind opened. The lies of the mainstream media are about to be exposed, and the hypocrisy of the left is about to be revealed. This is a revolution in how you think about politics, race, and culture. You've tuned into Black and Right with John Anthony.
I'm coming in hot. Yeah, coming in hot. Just like the fajita. I write what I live. My life in the speaker. I'm nice with the flow.
Welcome back. Hour 2 of Black and White Radio on AM 560, Chicago, 92.7 FM and AM 1400, Detroit, Michigan. If you missed that first hour, head over to 560theanswer.com. That's 560theanswer.com. Download the podcast. You can get the show. You can listen to the show no matter where you are, and even Dennis is listening to the show as he's driving down. Are you up? What are you 55, Dennis? Is that what you're driving down? Driving up?
Oh, no, I'm south of Lexington, about an hour and a half south of Lexington, Kentucky. So that's where we're going to be tonight before we make our way back in on Sunday.
Oh, wait. It's going to take you that long? You're going to stop off at a hotel and then come in?
That's correct.
Oh,
It's about a good 15-hour ride.
Yeah, I forgot how old you are, so you need to stop off. Dennis, we got a studio full, and Stephanie Trussell is here. She brought in some Boss Dogs. You missing it? See, if you were here like you were supposed to be.
Twice now.
Huh?
That's twice I've missed it.
Yes,
now.
twice now that you missed it. But if you were here, you would have been able to get some Boss Dogs. But before I interviewed Christian Maxwell, who's also in studio, we got to get to Patrick Harlan. And I see Mark Rice is on the line, too. Mark, hold the line. I got to get through and to interview Patrick Harlan because I'm telling you, man, we need more fighters. And Stephanie, you've been on this. You've been in Illinois for all your life. Stephanie, microphone's not on.
Uh-oh. Is it not on?
Yeah.
Okay.
But you've been here all your life, Stephanie. You know we need fighters.
Oh, by all means. Can you hear me?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, great. Yeah, I born and raised, as we all like to say, everyone from the West Side, the best side. I'm unapologetic about loving not only where I formed my family values on the West Side, but I love Illinois, and we do need some fighters. That's what this is a great state. We were talking to people earlier that the people that stay are the people that have grandkids here and they're anchored here. But anyone that doesn't have grandkids, once their last kid graduates, too many of my friends are just getting out of here. And it's such a great state. It's so sad that they feel that they have to flee. And we want to do something to make people stay. I'm excited about my opportunity to run for state rep.
Yeah.
And so I can't wait to make Illinois a place where companies and people move to and not from.
And Christian Maxwell, well, I'm sure you don't have any grandkids like me and Stephanie does.
Oh, that's right. I got you in the grandpa club. Yes, sir. He's
I
such
can't
an
leave
angel.
my grandson now.
Isn't he awesome?
Yo,
yeah,
he's
you got to
amazing.
stay here now.
I
Exactly.
can't go
You got to
now.
stay here and fight
for him.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
Christian Maxwell and Patrick's like, man, whenever you gonna get to me, man? Patrick, you gotta
Patrick is
address
amazing.
the people that are here in studio. But Christian Maxwell, you've created quite a stir throughout Illinois with your run, and I've been following you. And I have to tell you, Stephanie, was it you and I that was talking? And I was like, I like this. I like this Christian Maxwell.
Oh yeah, she's great, and
Yeah.
she's blowing up everywhere, all over social media. And I was with some candidates the other day, and they said, "Does she travel with a glam team? Because she always looks so great. She looks great, and she's just not only beautiful on the outside, but on the inside as well. She's such a fearless fighter because it's easy for us to be Republicans in the suburbs.
Right.
This woman's in the city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, her husband is what I used to do,
Oh,
so
okay.
you know, I'm not. No, I'm just kidding. But Christian Maxwell, introduce yourself to Black and Right Radio audience.
Yeah, so my name is Christian Maxwell. I'm running for Congress in Congressional District 1. It is a century-long stronghold for the Democrats in Illinois. Currently, the seat is held by Jonathan Jackson, and when I tell you that people would take Bobby Rush over Jonathan Jackson, I am not playing. These are hardcore Democrats who would tell me, like, you know what, I have no love. There's no love lost for Jonathan.
Yeah.
So, like I said, I'm running in the district because when I'm looking at the entire space, I just see so much opportunity that's wasted. I see so many families that have been ignored.
Yeah.
And then with the district being as gerrymandered as it is, over half of it has no representation.
Yeah.
So only the Chicago portion basically has representation. But when you really look at it, they don't, because their schools are still underserved. The streets are literally destroyed. Jonathan is not doing any legislation that would actually serve Chicago either. So to be honest, the entire district is not served
Has he
by
introduced
Jonathan Jackson.
any legislation since he's been in office?
Nothing has been specific to Illinois or any of the concerns that Chicago has in general. He's only done about 11 pieces of legislation. In contrast, AOC joined Congress the same time he did, about the same time. She's done 70. So when I say that, I think David Seaton called Jonathan intellectually lazy.
Oh, please. Oh,
yes.
Don't say David
Yeah.
Seaton. Wait, no. I owe him a call.
Uh-oh.
David Seaton, I so apologize. I have been following him.
Yes.
And I'm telling you, again, Stephanie, somebody that's in the suburbs is easy to make that fight, but when you're in the city in the hounds of hell and they
It's
come
tough.
after you,
They must tell you, are you crazy? You're running against Jonathan Jackson, the
Yes.
name, the
Yeah.
legacy. You can't win.
Well, people forget. I'm like, this isn't Jesse. Jonathan is the
Right.
B squad. of the Jackson
The
family.
PT.
And, you know,
Okay.
I say that respectfully considering he's going through a tough time.
sure.
But at the end of the day, Jonathan really doesn't have anything to stand on. There's no history of results in the district or even as a businessman prior to going into Congress. So it's like the Jackson name, yes, that's a big thing. Jonathan, not so much. And I think that if Jonathan were to ever consider debating me, people would quickly see
I doubt that
he's
happens.
not quick enough on his
Yeah.
feet to
Well,
go toe-to-toe with me.
Thank you. And then Patrick Harlan, who's running for the
Yes.
36th Illinois Senate seat, that encompasses Rock Island, Henry County, Mercer, Knox, Warren, and McDonough. Patrick, what's up, my brother? I miss you, man. I haven't seen you in how many years has it been now?
Oh man, I'm gonna say probably at least 10, right?
It's been at
it's
least
about
10.
years. Yeah. But you know, we still stay in contact.
Yes, we
I
do.
still follow you. I still love you. So you
Yeah.
know, I see what you're doing out there. You're still doing great things.
Yeah, you know I love your brother too, Sheriff Knox. Sheriff Harlan.
Yes, sir.
You know I
Yeah,
love him. But you know, I mean, you ran once before, right? What you ran for state rep before, correct?
No, I ran for United States Congress against
United States Congress, that's right.
Dick Durbin's goddaughter, Sherry Bustos.
Yeah. So, Patrick, you know, I'm always telling people don't run for office. It's crazy. It changes you. It shifts you. I mean, just the hell that you have to go through. But I know you're tough. You're a tough guy and you're a fighter. What was it about what's happening here currently in the state of Illinois that you said, man, I got to put my hat in the ring again?
Well, like you said, John, I'm the blue-collar brawler. I like to get down with stuff like this. You know, a lot of things have happened here in the state of Illinois. We got the Safety Act out here that's made our communities less safe. We've got our energy costs that's rising out of control. We got our education system that's failing us right now. You know, there's so many things we can sit here and talk about. You know, it's just us folks down here all across the state, we're all feeling the pinch, man. And if we're going to be able to make this state work, we've got to make sure we get government smaller. It's getting bigger every day. You know, and it's getting tougher and tougher to live here.
You know, I think about the district that you're running, and Dennis, you can go after this question, Dennis. I think about the district that you're running, and you know, one of the things that I remember voting 19 times on property taxes. It was a ruse of a bill. Democrats continue to win elections, and we, as Republicans, we focus a lot on property taxes. How can that be a winning message for somebody that's in the areas of Knox and Mercer and McDonough?
Well, in reality, I don't. You know, we beat property taxes so much now it's like a dead horse. Everybody knows that it's getting higher and higher, and a lot of folks don't even have an opportunity to be able to own a home anymore. So property taxes are more so on the landlords. You know, it comes down to if you want to be able to even afford a home down here in our area now. It's so out of touch. I mean, Knox County right here, we are, I think, probably number 1 or number 2 in the nation as far as the highest property tax rates. It's just really out of touch right now. So, you know, just talking strictly property taxes, that's not going to be able to win the race.
No.
It is a host of everything right now. You know, it's grocery store, it's gas prices, it's just energy cost. I mean, it comes down to the safety, it comes down to the education system. People are moving out every day. They're voting with their feet. You know, every time somebody moves out, that's higher tax rates for all of us. So we can't just focus on strictly property taxes. It's a lot more than that.
Yeah, Dennis.
So, Patrick, who is the incumbent there right now? I'm trying to imagine the district and trying to figure out who is the incumbent.
Yeah. So I like to call him Soft Hands Halpin. It's Mike Halpin. He was the key vote for the Safety Act for the state of Illinois. We wouldn't have the Safety Act if he wouldn't have turned the way that he did and voted for that. So you look up Mike Halpin, you can find all kinds of great things about what how much damage he's done to our state as a state representative and as a state senator.
Well, Dennis knows him well.
Yeah. Is he somebody that plays as a moderate but actually votes very liberal?
Oh, he's very, very extreme left. You know, he just sent out a wonderful text message to several folks, priding himself on some endorsements that he got from, you know, Sierra Club and Personal PAC and you know, all the things that are great for the left agenda here. So, but he does like to try to play moderate, but he's an extreme left.
Do you have a primary, or are you primary free?
No. I do have a primary.
Oh, you do? I didn't. Okay, we got to talk about this when we get back to break. I thought you were primary free. You were primary free for a while, right?
Yes, I was. I decided to go out and fish somebody out of the weeds and bring them forward. Yes.
Wow. We're talking to Patrick Harlan, candidate for the Illinois Senate District number 36. We'll be right back.
Mike Gallagher explains his thoughts on the Iran bombings.
Look, overwhelming support of this administration's decision to join Israel in wiping out the Ayatollah and over 40 members of the Iranian leadership. We're in a spiritual war. This is about good versus evil.
The Mike Gallagher Show. Weekdays at 9 on AM 560. The Answer.
Mike Lindell and the MyPillow employees want to thank you for your great support this past year. They want to make 2026 the best year ever. So to thank you, they are giving you free shipping on your entire order and wholesale pricing. So they are bringing back the mega sale. For example, the classic MyPillows, regularly $49.98, now only $14.98. Turn any mattress into the best mattress ever with the made in the USA MyPillow My Mattress Topper and save up to $100. Get a set of MyPillow Giza Dream Sheets for as low as $29.98 or the 6-pack towel set for only $34.98. To get the best specials ever, go to MyPillow.com and use promo code LIBERTY or call 800-489-0201 and use promo code LIBERTY. These offers won't last long, so call 800-489-0201 or go to MyPillow.com and use promo code LIBERTY. Order now and your entire order ships absolutely free.
Hey AM 560 listeners, Jeff checking in again from JeffBuysYourHouse.com. What I learned serving our great nation in the military is that every mission is unique and success starts with listening. For nearly 20 years, our veteran-led house buying team has taken the time to understand what matters most to each homeowner we serve. Every home has a story and every seller has different needs. Whether you want a quick closing or need extra time to find your next place, we customize our approach around what works best for you. That's how we've earned hundreds of 5-star Google reviews and an A+ rating with the BBB, by putting relationships first. No repairs needed, no cleanout required, and you pick the closing date that works best for your schedule. At JeffBuysYourHouse.com, we're here to help you through the entire transition, not just the transaction. Are you ready to work with a local team that takes the time to understand your home selling needs? Sell your house to the trusted source by calling us today at 630-895-9530. That's 630-895-9530 or JeffBuysYourHouse.com.
Your beloved dog and a stranger are both drowning. You can only save one. Who do you save? Every time Dennis Prager asks that question, his audience splits 3 ways. 1/3 chooses the dog, 1/3 chooses the stranger, and 1/3 aren't sure. Why? Because we live in an age where increasingly feelings define right and wrong. But if morality is based on emotion, then murder, rape, and theft are just opinions. And if people feel justified, why is rioting or destruction wrong at all? In his new book, If There Is No God, Dennis Prager explains why civilizations cannot survive without objective morality and why Judeo-Christian values shape the moral foundations of the free world.
If you claim that certain things are good, certain things are evil, independent of how you feel about it, you are in effect affirming God.
If There Is No God by Dennis Prager, available now at PragerStore.com. That's PragerStore.com. Black and Right continues. Once again, here's John Anthony.
Welcome back to Black and Right Radio. AM 560 Chicago, 92.7 FM, and AM 1400 Detroit, Michigan. Before the break, we were talking to Patrick Harlan, who's running for Senate District 36. Patrick, when did you get a primary appointment? I didn't know that.
Well, it showed up right about petition signing time. Somebody popped forward here, so about that time. Yeah, I thought I was going to be primary free as well. I mean, it was going really well there, and just out of the blue, somebody showed up.
Yeah. Now, Patrick, one of your components or planks is education too. When you look at the quality of education, we talk a lot about what's happening at CTU with CPS, and is how bad is it out there in the district in which you will be representing, and what are some of the things you're looking to do about that?
Well, about 20%, a little over 20% of the kids are coming out at grade point level. So I mean, it is really bad, and we're spending, just like the rest of the state, about $20,000 per student to be able to go to school, and there's nothing going back into the classrooms. And I'd like to be able to see the money go back in the classrooms. Like my daughter's a school teacher, and I know how much it costs us to be able to help her get her classroom funded. and up and running because there just wasn't much available for school teachers coming in to be able to make sure that they have what they need. And so I want to focus on getting the bureaucracy away from the schools so much. We have our local school boards available to make sure that the parents have a voice, and be able to support our educators and, give these kids an opportunity to be able to succeed. I like to be able to see them get ready for the trades properly, get them career focused, career minded. And so, we're struggling just like everybody else is.
Yeah. I'm putting y'all to work, so if y'all want to question them, go ahead.
Oh, no.
Y'all getting put to work.
Well, this is Stephanie Trussell. I'm running for state rep. And so, here in Illinois, they have a super duper majority. In your area, are there other state Senate candidates? Are you guys got a little group or cabal, something that you're running, not really on the slate, but in your county? What county are you running in?
I'm in Knox County.
Okay.
So I'll be Rock Island and McDonough County here. There is no slate. The seat that I'm running for is the top seat in the state of Illinois to be able to pick up. So this is the number one targeted seat to be able to flip. That would give us, because right now we have 19 state senators. That would give us 20 when I flip this seat in November. So, it's definitely a pickup seat. It's a prime target for a guy like myself, a blue-collar guy. I represent the values of this district, and that's what they're looking for as a blue-collar, common-sense guy. I mean, I'm a truck driver. I work 70 hours a week, and I go out here and I campaign when I get done. Every day I start my morning at 3 o'clock in the morning. I work till 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and I campaign till 10 o'clock at night. So, I never shut it off. We're going to, so we fight hard, but I represent the values of this district well.
Yeah. Dennis, you sound like Mark Rice, who's older, because that dude, I don't think he sleeps at all. But go ahead, Dennis.
Well, my question is then, are the Senate Republicans supporting you? I know that they won't officially take a side, but I'd like to see what Peter Curran has said to you or what they've talked about with you. I know that Chapin Roan's now in leadership, so you have the people there, and obviously they've talked to you, I hope. What are you hearing from leadership about funding and staffing and all matters?
Yeah, so none of that's actually happening. I have the endorsement of Senator Chesney and Senator Anderson when Senator Anderson was in leadership for the Senate Republican Caucus chairman. He gave me his full blessing, endorsement, and support when I first came out, and I was hoping that the rest of the caucus would come on board, but it appears that there has been an opportunity for the caucus to come together and make a decision for me per se. But that's okay. We will earn their support there after the primary.
Yeah. Well, Patrick, where can people follow you? How can people get involved in this campaign? We got how many days left? You guys know.
10 days.
10 days.
Yeah, 10 days. Right.
How can people in the final drive? I'm sure you still need door knockers and things of that nature, and probably even some money. How can people get involved?
Money's always good, John. Money's always good.
Yes.
You can go to harlanforilinois.com is my website, and I'm on all 4 social media platforms. I'm on Facebook, X, TikTok, and Instagram. You can find me at Patrick Harlan, Illinois First Candidate. On Facebook, you can find me at Patrick Harlan for Senate on the other platforms. So, I'm pretty easy to find, and I encourage everybody to jump into this race. I've got the endorsement of Congressman Darren LaHood. He has put his money where his mouth is and gave me a full endorsement. And so, I'm blessed with the Moms for America has got behind me, Illinois Family Action, Illinois ABATE, or ABATE of Illinois, Illinois Pro-Family Alliance. The list of endorsements is long and beautiful, as well as our local folks have got behind me, our county board chairmen, our county sheriffs, state's attorneys, county board members, school board members, so I made sure we really stayed focused on the people here locally as well as reaching out to all those as well. So,
well, Patrick, tell your brother I haven't forgotten about that dinner he told me he wanted me to come out for.
That's right.
You remember that?
He's looking forward to it. Yes,
yeah.
We talk about this, as a matter of fact, not that long ago, so we're looking forward to getting you down here and having a dinner. That'd be fantastic.
All right, brother. Patrick Harlan, running for this Illinois Senate 36th District. Thanks so much for joining us on Black and Right.
And real quick, can I just give a shout-out? Christian Maxwell, you're killing it. I love you. I'm following everything that you're doing.
Thank
Stephanie,
you.
Stephanie, I know you're working hard. I've always appreciated what you've done. Your voice of reason. You're very, strong, and just I'm really excited to watch you as well. So
I hope to work with you in Springfield. We're going to get down there and save this great state of Illinois.
Amen. Let's
Yes.
do it.
And I'll make sure I push your content out, Patrick. You're doing a wonderful job.
Yeah.
Thank you, Christian. I appreciate that, John, and thank you for allowing me the opportunity to say hello to everybody.
All right, love you, brother. Tell the sheriff I said hi.
I will, sir.
All right, bye. And Stephanie, I got to give you your flowers. Stephanie has been one of my not only my biggest cheerleaders, but one of my biggest encouragers for me.
Oh, well.
She sends me messages.
Well, you're doing the work. You're working really hard. But my favorite person in your family is your aunt. I got to give her a hug the other night out there at the three-headed eagle event. She's so great. She's such a good fighter out there in the western part of the suburb, a really strong conservative. Every time I see her, she's amazing. So
have you met my aunt yet, Tish Benberry?
Yeah, you have to meet her. Yeah,
Oh,
she's
yeah.
out in the
Oh,
Aurora
yeah.
area,
Oh, yeah.
and she's
I would love to.
She's great. And so you've been. To listen to you, think back to when you first started.
Oh, you know I
Black
was
and
a
Right.
hot mess.
And when Charles was over there and you were over
Yeah.
here, to listen to that, probably if you listen to that first show to where you are now, those are miles
I was a
apart.
hot mess.
But that's okay. You were nervous. You didn't know.
I was beyond nervous.
No, when the first time I was on the radio, somebody texted in on the station, take a drink every time Stephanie Trussell says, I was like, you're so mean. I just want this kind
People are so harsh.
it's easy to be a keyboard warrior.
That used to
being
bother
mean.
me when I first started,
Right.
stuff like that.
But then you just ignore the text.
Don't even
And how
bother me.
can people text in if they want to text in to us?
We don't have to text. I don't have to text.
Oh, you don't?
I need a sponsor. If somebody wants to sponsor that.
Okay.
Yeah, if you want, if you're listening, you want to sponsor that, you can easily sponsor the text line.
They can comment on YouTube.
They're commenting.
Oh,
I mean,
very good.
Christian, you see it on YouTube over there.
Yeah, I see it.
They're commenting on
okay.
on YouTube, Facebook, and
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
Are they
Dennis.
being
Dennis,
nice?
like y'all forgot about. Hey, Dennis. No, yes, they are. For the most part.
Okay.
Hey, Dennis. Wait, hold on, Dennis. Hold on. Wait, Dennis. Hold on. I gotta find the comment because somebody says Dennis talking
About his
on
cell
Patriot
phone
Mobile.
service.
Are you on Patriot Mobile, Dennis?
Cricket. No.
Cricket.
I'm not, but I'm in the mountains, my friend.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah, for sure.
Well, I can't find it now. Did it get
I did
deleted?
see it.
I think it got deleted, Dennis. Let's go to. We can start with him. What's up, my brother, Mark Rice?
Hey, boy, I love everybody you got there.
Hi, Mark.
Christian, I talked to Marcus today. I don't talk to him. He's a little crazy. He texted me, and you were living rent-free in his head.
Oh, yeah.
So congratulations on that.
Wait, who is that?
Her opponent.
Oh, you have an opponent?
Yeah, she has an opponent, and he even inboxed me, and I'm thinking
Yes.
you barked up the wrong tree, brother.
I didn't know you had an opponent.
Oh yeah,
He's obsessed with you.
Her opponent was a Democrat until a few minutes ago, and I did some crazy things and trying to sue poor Christian and it's crazy.
Yes.
But
He's dragging
at the end of the day, guys, at the end of the day, Donald Trump is teaching us all a beautiful lesson.
Mm-hmm.
He is not saying 3D, but 4D, CHEP.
Yes.
And we have enemies in our own party,
Yes.
especially here in Illinois, where they're working with the Democrats or they're part of the status quo and they're clout chasing and all that. And you've got a little theme going on your show tonight, which is people like me and Patrick, and we're saying, you know what, screw it, enough is enough. We're not going to put up with this anymore.
Yep.
We are going to take control. And let me tell you, the grassroots, I've got an opponent, too, in my primary. I've actually got three because, they hate me and I tell the truth and they can't stand that. So, but anyway, we're having so much fun and we're going to win by a lot. And then we're going to tell the truth, and we're going to get these people out of the way.
Yeah, hey, Mark, we got to go to break. But I'm so glad you called because I promise you, as I'm pulling in, I said, I saw your sign out in the state. I said, this chump hasn't called me to come on the show.
Yeah, I saw.
No,
the
Mark and I
sign.
talk like this. Mark and I talk like this.
Yeah, I saw his
But
sign.
I want to ask a question when we get back from break. You listen to Black and Right. We'll be right back.
Just like I'm Peter, gotta protect.
Hugh Hewitt agrees it had to be done.
We were having negotiations with these lunatics, and it was my opinion that they were going to attack if we didn't do it. They were really a purveyor of terror all over the world for many, many years, and it's something that had to be done.
It had to be done. Trump had the courage to do it. Good for him, good for Netanyahu.
The Hugh Hewitt Show. Afternoons at 2, right before Alex Marlowe at 3 on AM 560. The Answer.
Fox News, I'm Carmen Roberts. 6 U.S. soldiers killed in the war in Iran are back home. Their bodies arrived at Dover Air Force Base in Delaware for a dignified transfer with President Trump and their loved ones. He spoke earlier in Florida.
Coming home in a different manner than they thought they'd be coming home, but they're great heroes in our country.
The soldiers from an Iowa-based unit died in an Iranian strike in Kuwait. Cass County, Michigan declares a state of emergency after tornadoes struck the state, killing at least 4 people yesterday. County Commission Chairman Jeremiah Jones tells Fox News one of those killed was from his county.
I pray for the family that lost their life and the others that were injured.
Another twister struck south of Tulsa, Oklahoma, killing 2 people, the second pair of tornado deaths in the state in a little over than 24 hours. America's listening to Fox News.
Black Eagle Carrier Incorporated seeks accounting analyst in Chicago, Illinois. Manage full cycle accounting for transportation or logistics operations, including general ledger, month or year-end close, financial reporting, audits, tax reconciliation, budgeting, forecasting, and financial analysis. Prepare executive reports and ensure compliance with United States generally accepted accounting principles and tax regulations. Use accounting systems such as QuickBooks, SAP, Oracle Financials, or similar. Requirements are a master's degree or foreign equivalent in accounting, finance, or related field, plus 3 years experience in accounting or bookkeeping or related field. Experience with accounting systems 1C, QuickBooks or similar, and Excel, invoicing, payment tracking, and account reconciliation for freight or logistics. Preparing monthly financial reports and reconciling general ledger accounts. Tracking revenue or expenses in transportation or logistics. Full-time. Send resumes to Human Resources Department, Black Eagle Carrier Incorporated, 5534 North Marmora Avenue, Chicago, Illinois, 60630.
She's unafraid and unapologetic. She's Laura Trump, and she's shaking things up on the Right View podcast.
We're the side with the mean stuff? Are you guys kidding? You call us Nazis. You call us fascists. You call Donald Trump Hitler from the left. Really? We're the side that's the problem. You're out assaulting ICE agents every chance you possibly get.
Subscribe to the Right View podcast with Laura Trump on Apple, Spotify, YouTube, Rumble, or at SalemPodcastNetwork.com.
All right, Vito, you best be letting me in and having a look around.
Officer Murphy, hello. Yeah, this is Vito's Vault. We're definitely not a dinner theater speakeasy, where you can get dinner, drinks, and an amazing musical comedy show plus free parking, all for one low price.
Oh, that's too bad. I was going to bring me dear sweet mother to see your show.
Well, why didn't you say so? Come on in.
Vito's Vault, Chicago's new Roaring 20s dinner theater speakeasy. For tickets, go to vitosvault.com.
This is Sean Thompson. One of the things I remember about spring is listening to my grandfather walk around and say, opening day, it's just around the corner. He used to think those were the 2 sweetest words you could say during springtime because he was a big baseball fan. And for most people, that's the case. It's one of the greatest American traditions each spring. But you know, there's another great American tradition that isn't far off, and that's called Tax Day. Well, opening day and Tax Day show up around the same time each year. We don't look at them in the same way. Well, you're optimistic about your favorite team. When's the last time you felt optimistic about stroking a big check to Uncle Sam? It doesn't have to be that way, and all you have to do is call Tom Fortino, the people at Alpha Wealth Group, who believe that baseball is a seasonal game, but tax planning goes on year-round. So if you don't want to write a big check in your retirement, and you don't want to have your Social Security or Medicare premiums affected by it, call Tom Fortino and the people at Alpha Wealth Group for their complimentary retirement roadmap. Call them at 630-864-6711. That number again is 630-864-6711 or online at alphawealthgroup.com.
If you're near retirement or thinking about retiring, you probably have a lot of questions. How do you make your savings last? How much should you take out and when? You're ready for retirement, but are your finances? I'm Edward Jones financial advisor, Nolan Webster. Let's work together to make sure your finances meet your unique needs over the long haul. You've done what it takes to get there. Now it's time to make the most of retirement. Call me at 224-801-6107 to schedule an appointment. That's 224-801-6107. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
What if the music stopped? If the familiar voices were silenced? If there were no breaking news updates? What if your companion and connection to your community came with a monthly fee? Don't worry, we're free local radio with you wherever you go, celebrating 100 years and looking forward to the next 100. We are broadcasters. Text radio to 52886 and let Congress know you depend on your local TV and radio stations. This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
It's the show the mainstream media doesn't want you to know about. It's Black and Right with John Anthony.
Welcome back to Black and Right. Before the break, we were talking to Mark Rice. Mark, you're running in the 8th district, correct? Yeah, I always get the 8th and the 9th. Rocio's running in the 9th. I had her on, was it last week or the week before? I think it was. The weeks just, I don't know the weeks anymore. But
well,
Mark,
can we just be honest, though, John? Rocio's my friend. There's 4 people in that race. 2 of them are felons. One's a child molester, felon, convicted.
Allegedly, I don't know that.
Right.
Well, he talks about it. He claims, he's innocent, but we've got terrible, terrible opportunities to flip districts, and the 8th is it. It is by far the most flippable district, according to Donald Trump.
Because it's open now, right?
Well, not only is it open, Donald Trump lost it by 2 points.
Whoa.
It's a purple district, and of course the media isn't going to tell you that because the media is in it for the libs, and they're just hiding it. So I've identified that district as an opportunity to flip, and everybody agrees with me except for the local rhinos, let's call them, or establishment, because they like it the way things are, because they get their little titles and they get their little patronage job. And they are mad at me, boy, and that means I'm over the target.
Mark, I mean, you said it's a pickup seat. I mean, it's an open seat now. What leads you to the belief that this seat can now be won by a Republican? It can be returned back to Republicans, because this was a Republican-held seat.
Yeah, no, for many years it's gone back and forth and back and forth. Rafka Raj is a bad guy, happens to be a Hindu Indian, so he actually was picking up over 10 years. I was the nominee last time, and I supposedly lost to him. I don't even believe that now with what I know, but in any event, he will pick up like 5 points because he would get Hindu Indians, and God love them, I love them, but they, some of these Republican Hindu Indians would go ahead and vote for their Hindu Indian brother, who was the only at the time Hindu Indian in all of Congress.
Yeah.
So they would switch over. So you can see that in the math, and that's borne out by all my partners. Unfortunately, Illinois let's be honest, Illinois sucks. So I'm working with some of these people in Washington that work with Trump, like Elon Musk and Citizens Alliance, Cliff Maloney, and Heritage Foundation, and Turning Point, my dear Charlie Kirk, who endorsed me.
Yeah.
And we all know this district should be flipped. And by the way, only 3 districts are Republican out of 17, and that is only 18%.
Right.
And we voted 45% for Trump.
Yeah.
And it's not just gerrymandering, it's that our party is in on it. And our party, I'm just ignoring the party, and I'm actually running against them. They're running against me. And it is so liberating and fun to be able to talk about it. A lot of my friends, even maybe on your program, they're a little bit shy or afraid to just tell the truth. But we got to get the truth out.
Yeah.
Man, the status quo is broken. It hadn't worked for a long time. We got to get rid of those people, too. The rhinos got to go. My main opponent, her actual staff are the same staff that ran Richard Irvin's campaign. And I'm sorry, but that Adam Kinzinger, Richard Irvin thing, it does not work.
Yeah.
We're Republicans, we're conservative, and we got to speak it out. And the people who don't like it, they can go move to a red state. I want to stay in Illinois.
And to fight. Dennis?
What's that?
Dennis.
Mark, how much money are you planning on putting in of your own, or how much have you already put in?
Put $250,000 of my own money, but I'm raising some nice money too. And to be honest, as long as we don't have too many rhinos, I'm a self-made entrepreneur. I'll put in whatever it takes.
Well, we know we can't match necessarily the Democrats penny for penny, pound for pound. We have to get out there with sweat equity. I don't know, Christian, are you finding it hard to raise money, or people kind of excited about an opportunity to get rid of Jonathan Jackson?
I think that my unique approach of just focusing on the actual voters, like kind of to some of Mark's point, I don't really acknowledge much of the overall GOP establishment. I'm not running to impress other Republicans. I'm running to get in front of and try to champion the real issues of people in the district. So for me, this isn't, I don't have any like agendas as far as, trying to, like I said, appease any established Republicans in the state. And I think that because people can tell that this is a very genuine race, people just donate on their own.
Yeah.
I haven't even had a formal fundraiser, and we're at about $34,000 raised of small donor dollars, and that's it's been about 419 people who have given to my campaign with no fundraiser.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited about what we're doing, but also my campaign is very unique because I don't need to have tons of money to campaign, and I think that that's something that's going to change the game for future candidates.
Because your social media and digital platform,
it's all organic.
It's amazing.
It's all organic.
Right.
So, like I said, I don't have to dump tons of money. I just have to keep my all my tech up and running each month. But that's it.
You know what, Mark? I think it was you. I think it was you that brought Christian Maxwell to my attention last year when I think it was you that brought her to my attention. You told me, you said, have you heard of this girl? She is dynamic. I remember that right here in the studio.
I appreciate
He's doing great. You can ask Christian. I'm an evangelist for, that's the slogan we have is doors win wars. It doesn't necessarily take millions of dollars. Today, we've reached over 100,000 people between text, phone calls, mailers. That's all it takes.
Mark, I need you to give your website. You got 10 seconds. Go. What's your website? How can people follow you?
Rice for Congress. Don't send me $1. Just tell these rhinos to get the hell out of the way because Daddy's home, baby.
Mark Rice. Thank you, brother. We'll be right back.
You ever wonder why Verizon charges twice as much as Pure Talk for the same basic service? Think it might have something to do with the fact that Verizon spends $12 billion a year on advertising and promotion? That's billion with a B? Yeah. Pure Talk doesn't spend that kind of money on commercials. That's why they can offer unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data on a blazing fast 5G network for just $25 a month. Save an additional 50% off your first month when you dial pound 250 and say the words Mike Rowe. That's pound 250, Mike Rowe.
Hey, I'm Mike Slater. My dad passed away at the age of 63. It's out of nowhere. Had a stroke. Super hard, obviously, for the whole family, but my dad had life insurance. This is why I have life insurance for my family, for my wife and 4 kids. And the best place to get life insurance is ethos.com because you can do it in 10 minutes. And there's no medical exam and no blood test, just a few health questions. Get life insurance in 10 minutes so your family is protected. Ethos, E-T-H-O-S, ethos.com/Mike.
In his new movie, The Dragon's Prophecy, Dinesh D'Souza brings the new Middle East into focus with a message of perseverance, faith, and a shared global destiny.
Could the fate of the world, of humanity itself, be somehow tied to this place?
At long last, we have peace in the Middle East.
Israel and Christians are coming together in a way they have never been before, since the book of Acts.
But is this the end of Hamas and radical Islam? What does the Bible say?
We have to become fighters in the spirit for God. We don't accept what the enemy wants to do with our culture. We don't accept what he wants to do with the nation. If we keep fighting, we win.
Powerful, prophetic, a must-see movie based on Jonathan Cahn's international bestseller, The Dragon's Prophecy, combines history and scripture with faith, justice, and renewal. The Dragon's Prophecy, a new film by Dinesh D'Souza, now available on Amazon, YouTube, and iTunes.
You ever wonder why Verizon charges twice as much as Pure Talk for the same basic service? Think it might have something to do with the fact that Verizon spends $12 billion a year on advertising and promotion? That's billion with a B? Yeah. Pure Talk doesn't spend that kind of money on commercials. That's why they can offer unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data on a blazing fast 5G network for just $25 a month. Save an additional 50% off your first month when you dial pound 250 and say the words Mike Rowe. That's pound 250, Mike Rowe.
Hey, I'm Mike Slater. My dad passed away at the age of 63. It's out of nowhere. Had a stroke. Super hard, obviously, for the whole family, but my dad had life insurance. This is why I have life insurance for my family, for my wife and 4 kids. And the best place to get life insurance is ethos.com because you can do it in 10 minutes. And there's no medical exam and no blood test, just a few health questions. Get life insurance in 10 minutes so your family is protected. Ethos, E-T-H-O-S, ethos.com/Mike.
This is Black and Right with John Anthony.
Welcome back to Black and Right Radio on AM 560, Chicago, 92.7 FM, and AM 1400, Detroit, Michigan. You know, I filled in for Dan Prof yesterday, Dennis and Stephanie and Christian.
You were great. I was
Thank
doing
you.
my morning run, and I'm listening to him talking about turning 50 and how
Yeah.
I'm beginning to feel it. I'm like, I will be 61 in June. I'm out doing a 3.5-mile run listening to you. He's like, it's so hard to get
No,
up in the
I'm
morning.
telling you, Stephanie.
Come on, you're a young man.
Because what did
But-
he tear his rotator cuff? What was
Right,
it?
right, right. He's
But-
breaking down. You know.
But when you're a police officer and
Yes.
I mean that's a wear and tear.
It is.
And I did it for 7 years. That's a wear and tear on your body.
You're looking
only
good.
imagine.
and
Yeah, thank you.
It's all the mindset. So 50 is nothing. You're
No.
right.
Well,
That's the
Dennis
new
teases
40.
me all the
50
time
years
too.
young.
Yes, 50 is the new 40. So, keep doing. You did a great job filling in, and I usually listen to my running playlist,
Yeah.
but I had to listen to what you were saying. You had that great pastor on from
Oh,
Church
Lorenzo
180.
Sewell.
Oh my gosh, she's
Yeah.
amazing.
I
And
love her.
I met a woman at my church today in the women's conference. They have a 180 church here in Chicago.
Oh, yeah?
But when he appeared at the White House,
Yeah.
the one from Detroit, everybody started calling and emailing the one in Chicago, calling them, "You're a
Oh.
sellout," whatever. It's like
Yeah.
wrong
No.
church, same
Wrong
thing.
church.
It's just so hateful, and it's just amazing that the hate that we have for
Yes.
Yeah.
our president. And you know what? It's just not for our president. You knocked doors
I didn't
like
hate Obama. I didn't hate
did not
Biden.
I never-
exactly.
yeah, it wasn't
I never
hate.
Yeah.
unfriended
No.
It was
anybody.
displeasure
I
with
never.
the
I
work.
just.
Yeah.
I didn't like his policies.
No.
Whatever. But I never hated him. But
No.
I when I knocked doors to get signatures, when people were in my face screaming, "What are you going to do about Orange Man?" And I'm like,
Yeah.
"Hi, sir, ma'am. I'm running for state rep. I'm not going to D.C."
Yeah.
But they would slam the door in my face if I didn't have a response of what
Yeah.
I was going to do to the Orange Man.
Yeah.
And it's just we got this hatred. It's just unbelievable.
It's
I-
unproductive.
and it's just.
But I
it's
don't
not
even
good.
think hatred is a fair word. It's so
It's potent.
vitriolic.
It's very potent.
It's
Yeah, I know.
nasty.
Yeah, it's beyond. But you know what? It's
You know what? You know, one of the things that I learned from Rush Limbaugh, and it's kind of my motto of how I do radio. Rush Limbaugh, it was always about policy, not personality.
That's what
Yes.
it's about.
And
Stick to
the
the
guy that's
facts.
on the phone right now, Dennis Rebelletti, he taught me that in Springfield. It's always about what, Dennis?
It's all about policy, John. You've got to understand what you're talking about before you can
Yes.
persuade anybody.
Yes. And you have to have conviction. I think that too many people make politics in general in Illinois about all of these games.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, like no needle has been moved for academics, for the safety
Yeah.
of the city or the state. So at this point, it's like people like, like myself and like candidates like Stephanie, it's like it's time to actually get to work and stop playing all these little, the country club games.
Yeah.
Right.
So you
And
won't see me at all of those events. They're unproductive. I'm not going to go and meet with the
Go
same
to the people.
60. Yeah, I can't keep going to events with the same 60 Republicans. Like we have to
Right.
actually go talk to real people and be
Yeah.
out and about.
Well,
and
that's
doing
what
real
Six
work.
Sigma is about. Go to the Gemba.
Yeah.
Go to the source. Go to the people who are going to
Yes.
send you there. So I talked to Casey Crosby. She's the co-chair of the RNC, the Republican
you had her
National
on,
Convention.
yeah.
I had her on, and I brought up, Illinois, and
yeah,
I
was that why we wanted the 22
yeah,
states.
why
that
we
they're
wanted the
focusing on.
23.
Yeah,
She said 23.
Right,
Oh, it's
right.
fluid. But I
yeah.
wanted to know because, and then I think I started talking about the minorities,
Oh, the candidates,
the minority,
you were
and I
listing
mentioned
all the
you.
candidates.
great.
Yeah, you mentioned-
and I mentioned
yeah.
you, and I'm like, dude, that's an opportunity here
right now.
It is.
I mean, Kathy Salvi.
Don't just fly over us. Here
Something
in
is
Illinois,
happening
we're
in
fighting,
Illinois.
and this is a
Something's
great
really
time
happening.
right now. Everything
Yeah.
that's on their side isn't working. This is
Yes.
the time for us to show
Yeah.
that we have actual policies and
Yes.
a platform of how we're going to make Illinois a great
And we're
state.
in
Where
touch
if
with
you're watching
reality.
their ads, it's just about who's going to go
Trump,
who's going to go to DC and
Abolish
smother him in
ICE
his
and
sleep.
Trump. And the
Right.
only thing I want to abolish is CTU. So
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm
Yeah.
actively
See,
researching
exactly.
how I
Are
can.
they coming after you too?
Not yet,
Yeah.
but
Right. 'Cause
CTU,
they probably don't feel you're viable. right
No,
now. They're
no.
not-
People,
right.
a lot of things that I love about this race is that I think that at the right time, people will realize that this is
you're
way more
serious.
serious
Right,
than,
yeah.
than ever expected.
yeah.
But I know for a fact that they are starting to realize it because Jonathan Jackson has never been or put signs out in New Lenox.
He doesn't have to.
He went and knocked doors in New
Yeah.
Lenox.
Uh-oh.
over
Really?
last
So you
week.
got
He
him
went and
scared. You
knocked
got him on
doors.
Wait, you got him walking?
He
Yeah.
went and knocked
He got
doors
out of the
in
limo
New
and went
Lenox.
and walked and knocked doors.
Yes,
That's a good
and
thing.
he did a town hall. He did a town hall in Mokina a couple months ago. So it's like these are not things he does. He doesn't usually campaign out in the district like that. But I've been out in the district a great deal. So I think that for him, he's going to have to campaign harder than he's campaigned probably ever, to be honest.
This
because
is actually turned into a job now.
oh, it's going to have to be. He's going to have to really work for it. So it's
Right.
like, hey,
Well, we both want to talk a little bit about our
Yeah.
Yeah, go
our
ahead.
websites.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
I'm excited, and I guess this is a good time to announce. Jeannie Ives has built this base on Sunday nights, and now that she's been promoted from Sunday nights 7 to 9, now she's doing the week, and that's the fastest hour from 11 to noon. I'm
Yeah.
listening to it. So I decided that why not rent an hour of radio. because our platform is the best kept secret, and we need to make sure
Yeah.
the Republican message gets out. And so after the primary, I will be joining John and the 560 team. And so I'm excited about an opportunity to talk about my platform, talk about my race, but also have other candidates on that normally may not get an opportunity.
Which
to
is
be
what I do
interviewed.
here.
Right,
Yep.
exactly.
Yep.
And so go to trustfulillinois.com. I'm going to need people to support me financially and also listen to the show. Everywhere I go, people may not know my face, but they know my voice. And for 7 years, I had an opportunity to put a lot of people to sleep from 8 to midnight. No, but I'm just
On that
so,
other dial,
on the
though.
other down, and now
No.
I'm on the real station with the real conservatives that are just so kind to me and so welcoming to me. And you guys are doing the events like the other night at that watch party for.
Yeah.
It's just to see all of you guys together up there,
Yes.
the most conservative voices on Chicago
It's
radio.
amazing.
I'm happy to be joining the family. So
Yeah.
be watching me on social media, and I will be letting you know. Hopefully, right after the primary, I can launch my show
Yeah.
7 to 8 on Sunday nights. I won't even have to take off my coat. I'll just come in and talk and just go right
At least
back
you don't
out.
have to drive that far, though.
Oh, that's what's so great. No
Yeah.
pay to park.
Yeah.
It's straight up to 355, 25 minutes.
That's
I love
awesome.
coming here. And when I first came here from the other station, my mom said to me, "Aren't you going to miss the view that you had?" And I looked out here in Elk Grove Village and saw the beautiful forest preserve. I'm
Yeah.
like, no, I'm good.
Yeah.
This is a great place to be. I'm a suburban grandma. I have my granddaughter Sadie with me today.
Hi,
and that's
Sadie.
why I'm fighting. And she's
You want to say hi?
She's my ride or die.
She like-
No, she's really shy.
No.
And so that's why I'm fighting
Yeah.
because of people like Sadie, and also
Yes.
and Christian's going to talk about why she's fighting
Yeah.
for her 4
Yeah.
kids. you
And
know.
we got another segment, so we'll
Yeah.
come back and
Yeah,
we'll have
definitely.
Kristen Maxwell, who's running for is that the first congressional
First,
district?
yeah.
First congressional
Number 1.
district. Oh my
Yep.
goodness, I used to live in the first.
Oh man, I think
Yeah,
a lot of
I
people have
voted for
lived
Bobby
there.
Rush over Barack Obama.
I bet
Over Barack.
Well, if you'd have
We'll
a
be right
choice,
back.
a
you'd
lot
have
of
to be
people would
Republican.
have.
We'll be right back.
Whether you're preparing for exams, juggling family and career, or just looking to stay sharp as you age, Think Factor is here to help. Created by the same company that makes Relief Factor, Think Factor supports sharper focus, stronger recall, and clearer thinking. It's the natural way to give your brain the daily nutrients it needs for memory, attention, and even vibrant vision. Call 800-4RELIEF, 800 the number 4RELIEF, or visit relieffactor.com to learn more. Look, I was a little bit skeptical. I started taking Think Factor. After a few weeks, wow, my memory, my focus, my concentration, better than ever. And Think Factor results get better the longer it's taken. If you want to stay focused during demanding tasks, keep your memory strong, maintain mental energy for whatever's ahead, well, Think Factor is for you. Call 800-4RELIEF, 800 the number 4RELIEF, or visit relieffactor.com to learn more and order Think Factor. Your first bottle is just $19.95. Think Factor. Think clearer, perform better daily. Call 800-4RELIEF or visit relieffactor.com for Think Factor.
I'm attorney Stephen Leahy. If you're a business owner with unfiled tax returns, tax season is not your friend. This is when the IRS turns up the heat. They match 1099s. They review payroll filings. They compare bank deposits. And when returns are missing, they don't send you a warning. They take action. Penalties stack up fast. Liens become public. Bank levies can drain your account. I see it every year. Good business owners who waited too long, not because they're crooks, but because they were overwhelmed. Let me be clear, hiding makes it worse. Action makes it fixable. I help business owners get compliant, file what's missing, and negotiate from a position of strength, not fear. Don't wait for the next certified letter. Don't wait for a levy. Go to fightbacknow.com and sign up for my daily email. I'll tell you exactly what to do next, step by step. Or call me right now at 312-664-6649. Act now before the IRS acts first.
And now, more Black and Right with John Anthony.
Welcome back to Black and White Radio with John Anthony. Joined in studio, Kristen Maxwell, candidate for the 1st Congressional District. Stephanie Trussell. Stephanie, what's your number?
My state
40
house is 42.
42.
Formerly, Tara Costa Howard, she was promoted to judge, so there is an open seat on that side.
Oh.
So my name is on the Republican ballot. I got kind of emotional the first day of voting. I wanted to go and vote for myself. It was really cool to see my name standing alone on the ballot. So I don't have a primary thing. Thank God. So go in. You got to vote for Stephanie Trussell. I don't want apathetic Republicans. That's what's holding us back.
Yes, it
the
is.
ones that feel, why should I vote? We don't have a chance. I'm telling you guys, in DuPage County alone, there are 8 state rep candidates,
Yes.
and we are working together. They're fired up. I'm getting to know their hearts. And this is an opportunity. Maybe we won't obviously have majority, but we'll have enough votes to be back at the table where they'll have to negotiate with us.
And
So
Kristen
Stephanie
Maxwell,
Trussell, Illinois
I
37.
want
Go ahead.
I want to give you an opportunity to speak directly to the 1st Congressional district voters. I have a lot of listeners in that district. I actually have family that live in that district.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I want to give you an opportunity to speak directly to them. Why should they send Christian Maxwell to replace Jonathan Jackson?
So when I think about the 1st Congressional District, I know that for a lot of people, voting Republican is not something they ever thought about doing. But the thing that I implore people to do is to, for the first time, consider not giving your vote away. The Democratic Party tells you to basically sacrifice your vote for illegal aliens, sacrifice it for the extremely impoverished. They tell you to sacrifice it for everybody else. They never tell you to prioritize you and your children, your household, and your economic future. I'm actually telling voters in the 1st Congressional District, if you want to solidify a brighter future for your children, if you want for schools in your area to improve, if you want for safety in your neighborhood where you're investing in a home, if you want that to improve, I want you to use your vote for you, because it's the most powerful tool that anybody in the 1st District has. If you don't like how life is going, use your vote to change it. It doesn't mean that you're making some giant shift and now you are a, Trump hat wearing Republican. You are just making a decision for your future to solidify the investments you already made in Chicago and Illinois. So for me, it really does come down to diluting the blue wall of the Democratic wall in Illinois. That is what you're doing. Give Democrats a break. They need a break to collect their thoughts. Consider voting for me so that I can actually do the work of focusing on our children and veterans and entrepreneurs. Right now, being an entrepreneur in Illinois is brutal, and it's that way on purpose. If you go and shop somewhere, there are 4 and 5 taxes levied on the same T-shirt or cup of coffee. These are things that don't make sense. And at the federal level, when you start to create policy, you can actually pave the way for entrepreneurship to be easier, for veterans to have an easier matriculation out of the military and into civilian life. You can pave the way for more dollars to be opened up again for entrepreneurship. You can do things like make it where insurance companies have to actually allow for midwifery to be covered and things of that nature. You can create a lot of legislation that actually will help people and improve lives. So I'm asking for people's vote, because I want for them to actually make a real stand against the dysfunction of Illinois. So voting for me is not just voting for a Republican, it's voting for a woman, a mother, the wife of an officer, a woman who's an entrepreneur and a dreamer just like you and wants to see life just improve in Illinois so we all have a chance. Because right now our grandparents are struggling. Retirement is brutal here. This is not a state to retire in. This is not a state for children to live in. The biggest group we're seeing leave Illinois is the under 18 age group. That means that people are getting their kids out of here as quickly as possible. Illinois can be a better place, but we have to make a decisive decision. So my name is Christian Maxwell, and I'm asking for your vote, because it really is one of the main ways forward for us as a state, and especially for us as a city. It sends a strong message to the Democratic Party.
What's your website and platforms?
My website is unitecd1.com. So you can go there, and then you can find all of my social media. People know me as the Mod Pun on social media.
Yeah.
That's how I started off, the Mod Pun.
Well, let your husband know that I'm praying. If he ever needs advice, tell him to give me a call.
I will. I definitely will.
Pass my number on to him. Let him know that I'm praying for you both.
Yes,
and you got a T-shirt that real quick.
Yes,
what's the T-shirt?
Make history again. So I want our district to make history again. The last time we had a Republican, it was 1928 to 1935, and 1929, and I think that the chance to make history again is so potent and so possible in this district if we'll, like I said, give hope a chance here.
Christian Maxwell, Stephanie
She
Trussell.
makes my cheeks hurt. I'm
yes.
smiling so much. You're
Dennis,
so fired up.
she's great.
You're awesome.
I gave you my book.
Yes,
I hope you read
thank
it.
you.
Go ahead, Dennis, real quick.
Very motivated by that closing by both.
Yeah, we'll be right back.
Thank you.
A global logistics analyst is needed in Elk Grove Village, Illinois. Requires 4 years of experience in freight forwarding business, directing activities related to international shipping and logistics, including dispatching, routing, and tracking of transportation routes. The salary is $76,378. Mail resumes to FTS International Express Incorporated, 840 Mark Street, Elk Grove Village, Illinois, 60007.
What did it cost to put a Bible into your hands in English? Calvary Baptist Church Tinley Park presents a powerful look back at the valiant men who gave us the Holy Bible. Make plans now to view the Bible Collection, a showcase of antique Bibles and historic works tracing the journey from the original Greek text compiled by Erasmus, Stephanus, and Beza to the English translation work of William Tyndale, leading up to the King James Version, March 15th through the 18th, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. For details, visit CalvaryBaptistTinley.com.
News, opinion, insight. This is AM 560, The Answer. WIND, Chicago. Streaming at 560theanswer.com on the AM 560 mobile app, or tell your smart speaker to play The Answer.
Fallen heroes, come home. I'm Carmen Roberts, Fox News.
Very sad situation.
President Trump joined grieving families this afternoon at Dover Air Force Base for the dignified transfer of the 6 U.S. soldiers killed in the war with Iran.
They're great heroes in our country, and we're going to keep it that way. There's always, when it comes to war, there's always that.
And the president speaking earlier in Florida before flying to Delaware for the dignified transfer ceremony. It is a ritual that returns the remains of U.S. service members killed in action. And it is considered one of the most somber duties for any commander-in-chief. These 6 soldiers were from an Iowa-based unit, and they died in an Iranian strike on Kuwait. Iran's president said the country won't fire on its neighbors unless provoked, but Iranian strikes continue against a Dubai airport and a Saudi oil field. Fox's Jonathan Hunt has more from London.
Iran's retaliatory attacks, for instance, continued against neighboring countries, including the UAE and Iraq, even as Iran's president apologized for previous attacks on Arab nations. But within minutes of that apology, Iran's state news service published a statement accusing those same neighbors of being in, quote, the hands of the enemy, and saying, quote, intense campaigns against these targets will continue. But the Iranian attacks are diminishing in both number and effectiveness as the U.S. and Israeli strikes continue to take out the mobile launchers Iran relies on.
And a bombing at a nightclub in Peru injures 33 people, including minors. The explosion happened in the pre-dawn hours at the Dali nightclub along the country's northern coast. America's listening to Fox News.
Now, your official weather forecast.
Tonight will be mainly clear and cooler with a low of 35. Tomorrow, expect partly to mostly sunny skies, breezy conditions, and warm temperatures with the high of 63. Tomorrow night will be clear to partly cloudy with a low of 47. I'm meteorologist Jason Caterina on AM 560, The Answer.
Get the latest weather, traffic, and news updates online at 560theanswer.com.
You ever wonder why Verizon charges twice as much as Pure Talk for the same basic service? Think it might have something to do with the fact that Verizon spends $12 billion a year on advertising and promotion. That's billion with a B. Yeah, Pure Talk doesn't spend that kind of money on commercials. That's why they can offer unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data on a blazing fast 5G network for just $25 a month. Save an additional 50% off your first month when you dial pound 250 and say the words Mike Rowe. That's pound 250, Mike Rowe.
Hey, I'm Mike Slater. My dad passed away at the age of 63. It's out of nowhere. Had a stroke. Super hard, obviously, for the whole family, but my dad had life insurance. This is why I have life insurance for my family, for my wife and 4 kids. And the best place to get life insurance is ethos.com, because you can do it in 10 minutes. And there's no medical exam and no blood test, just a few health questions. Get life insurance in 10 minutes so your family is protected. Ethos, E-T-H-O-S, ethos.com/Mike.
As a local business owner, you get called every week by marketing companies. We get it. We have hundreds of satisfied customers. Here's what a satisfied client recently said.
Open enrollment is going great. We're hitting record numbers. Thank you so much for this report. It really is amazing to see how the marketing is really shaping our enrollment around the city.
Salem Surround. Is your business hard to find online? Meet with a digital marketer today for ideas that will make your business stand out. Visit salemsurround.com.
Twitchy.com brings you the latest in social news, highlighting and reacting to important conversations from America's most prominent journalists, politicians, and celebrities. Twitchy's kinetic group of editors deliver fast and amusing content around the clock to tell you who said what in global and political news, sports, entertainment, and media. If it's news, they're on it. If it should be news, they're ahead of it. Stay connected to the newswire of the 21st century with Twitchy.com. Twitchy.com.
In his new movie, The Dragon's Prophecy, Dinesh D'Souza brings the new Middle East into focus.
Could the fate of the world, of humanity itself, be somehow tied to this place?
At long last, we have peace in the Middle East. Israel and Christians are coming together in a way they have never been before.
But is this the end of Hamas and radical Islam? The Dragon's Prophecy is powerful, prophetic, a must-see movie. Now available on Amazon, YouTube, and iTunes.
Portions of the following show may be pre-recorded.
AM 560, The Answer. Prepare to have your mind opened. The lies of the mainstream media are about to be exposed, and the hypocrisy of the left is about to be revealed. This is a revolution in how you think about politics, race, and culture. You've tuned into Black and Right with John Anthony.
I'm coming in hot. Yeah, coming in hot, just like the fajita. I write what I live, my life in the speaker. I'm nice with the flow.
In other countries where it looked like it was an impossibility, and it looks like that one's going to collapse also. So Iran can be taken. I would never take the military card off the table. And it's possible that it'll have to be used because Iran cannot have nuclear weapons.
I'm going to bomb the shit out of them. It's true. I don't care. I don't care.
So for all those who are on the right now, who are talking about President Trump promised no new forever wars, no, he didn't. He didn't promise that. He promised to protect the United States of America from threats, foreign or domestic. You heard it there. Dennis, where am I missing it? We'll go to the calls.
Well, that's his number one responsibility. That's the number one responsibility of the federal government, and he's doing that, and he's taking care of things that have been left undone by so many previous administrations, going back to even Ronald Reagan, that at some point either you do it or the cost continues to go up just like inflation. And unfortunately, we have 6 dead servicemen and women, but unfortunately, as we know, John, freedom isn't free.
Yeah, it's never been free. Jim, South Elgin.
Well, good show.
Thanks for holding.
Event. It's always a pleasure. Anyways, the last time we were in studio with Stephanie was we were getting ready to go. We're going to meet at our favorite watering hole, and Stephanie calls and said, "We got a flat tire." So we had to go back
I
and
do remember that.
butts off. But it was worth it all. It was a lot of fun, and it's always good to hear everybody together. But anyways, I was just hearing that one of the ships that Trump bombed, or I think when they torpedoed, they actually gave them a warning and tried to allow the service people to get off the ship, and some people left and some didn't. But this is what Trump does. He's a fair guy, but he's tough. And so I think people should understand what he's trying to do is not kill people, but he wants to bring these people down.
Yeah.
And also all these people that are talking about, Trump and all this kind of stuff. You know what I say to my urban friends? They're talking about Trump, and they talk about women's rights. I say, would you want to see your daughters in a burqa or a bikini? And they can't say squat about it. These people that have to be neutralized. It just riles me up so much to hear all this criticism for women's rights. Oh, garbage.
So true. Thanks so much, Jim. Appreciate the call. Thanks for holding, man. Ruado. Oh, Eduardo got his own walkout music now. You got your own walkout?
John, get ready, get used to it. That is going to be your opening song.
Wait, I didn't hear you. That's going to be my what?
That's going to be your opening song. That's going to be your new bumper music right there.
All right. I love it.
Okay, let me get into Ruben Ray Martinez. He's a 23-year-old. This is one story that we didn't hear too much in the news. He was following ICE agents over there in St. Padre Island. This guy had alcohol inside the car. It wasn't reported in the media. Well, he lifted an agent up, and of course the agent fired back, and he's dead, unfortunately.
Wow.
So you might hear more about that story later on.
Yeah, I have to look it up.
Yes. So I'm watching the Spanish news. 76% Latinos say the economy is important. So you know what happened yesterday with the 90K.
Yeah.
So I think that's something the president's going to have to address, just so we're, whatever. I don't know what's going to happen. We still got a lot of time.
Yeah,
we should not have a panic attack over Friday.
Yeah.
Karen Bass wants to have $30 an hour for hotel workers.
Oh, wow. Wait. What is that going to do to prices to stay at a hotel now?
Maybe that's to take care of our friends from over the border, maybe.
Okay.
That could be it.
Okay.
Yeah. unfortunately, a 13-year-old was shot in Bronzeville. I don't know if they mentioned that in the Jackson Memorial yesterday.
Yeah.
That was in Bronzeville.
Yeah, it was.
But there's if I got extra time here, there's a caller, Greg, on Edwin's show, right? They do the 30-minute call-in. And this guy says the military, this is what he said. He says the military's been hijacked. Can you believe Greg said that?
Yeah, I believe it.
It's been hijacked from you guys.
Really?
Oh, yeah. And the other callers just pounded in. So, yeah, it's that right-wing MAGA, that has the military under their control now.
I'm surprised you can call us a maggot. Or cult.
Yeah, well, Greg can call in right now. He's got, 50 minutes? If he's listening, he can call in.
Yeah, call in.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Eduardo.
Elaborate on that. Yep.
All right, appreciate it. Dennis, we got one more call on. I'm gonna get to you, Diane. Just hold on. Dennis, I really do want to talk about this because Jesse Jackson Jr., I thought it was really good what he had to say about his dad's funeral, and I don't think anybody listened.
Do not bring your politics out of respect to Reverend Jesse Jackson and the life that he lived to these homegoing services. Right. Come respectful and come to say thank you. But these homegoing services are welcome to all. Democrat, Republican, liberal, and conservative, right wing, left wing, because his life is broad enough to cover the full spectrum of what it means to be an American. We only ask people to come and be respectful in the context of the extraordinary life that he lived.
Each day we wake up to some new assault on our democratic institutions. Another setback to the idea of the rule of law. An offense to common decency. Every day you wake up to things you just didn't think were possible. Each day we're told by those in high office to fear each other and to turn on each other, and that some Americans count more than others.
I don't care what they do in Washington. I care what we do in the community. We beat people bigger than Trump. We fought people harder than them if we stand up and be what we're supposed to be.
Because there's bad times like now. We're in a tough spot, folks. We got an administration that doesn't share any of the values that we have. And I don't think I'm exaggerating a little bit.
Let me just say, I predicted a lot about what's happening right now. I'm not into saying I told you so, but we did see it coming.
Dennis, you think they listen?
Absolutely not. And out of all people, shouldn't Kamala be there talking about how important it was that Jesse Sr. laid the groundwork for her to have the opportunity to be the first vice president of color? I mean, really, this is what they talk about, and they use it as a political forum. And as I've told the story a number of times, and your listeners, when I was at Henry Hyde's wake, Jesse Jr. was there because he considered Henry a very good friend, and nobody got up and proselytized or spoke about anything else, but they were very good friends. They cared about one another, and the politics was put aside. And we forget about that again, we're all human beings. We're all trying to do the best that we can. And you can have friends that have divergent views from you, but not the left anymore. You heard a number of those speakers use it as a bully pulpit.
They really did. I mean, just like, remember the Minnesota senator? Remember when he died? I mean, I still think that was worse. That was one of the worst funerals I've ever seen, and how they politicized this. I mean, imagine being the family of the people. Imagine the Jacksons having to endure after they said, don't do that. I would not want, if I'm at a funeral of a loved one, I would not want it to turn political. I'm dealing with the death and I'm grieving someone I love. Why would I want to hear this political message, Dennis?
I don't understand it. And Jesse was a minister as well. So I'm not really sure why that he must have definitely prayed with and worked with and prayed for Republicans and Democrats. And he used to be friends with Donald Trump. Was he not, John?
Yeah. I still think he was friends with Donald Trump, though. I think the political Dennis, you and I both know. Lou Lang taught us both that. I can be against you politically, but, what happens after, when we are going out to eat, I got to come after you politically. That was the whole thing.
That's right. That's right. You can still be friends.
I know how to separate my politics from my friends. I have Democrats who are friends, who are dear friends of mine, and I'll never change that. I don't give a crap who dislikes that. We'll be right back.
Scott Jennings sets the record straight.
Donald Trump has been 100% consistent on his views on the Iranian regime going back to 1980. And since he became a political figure in the United States, he has been crystal clear that he will never allow Iran to possess a nuclear weapon.
The Scott Jennings Show. Weekdays at noon, right before Hugh Hewitt at 2 on AM 560. The Answer. Don't miss cutting-edge coverage of daily news on the Alex Marlow podcast.
For so many years, we thought we would see terror. Is it a Muslim? Now we're starting to think, is it a trans person? And we've indulged all of this. It's completely our fault, self-inflicted wound. We've run so hard away from the science and towards insanity. They'll never stop. They will never be done. They will always try to take more. They will always try to create more chaos.
Subscribe to the Alex Marlow podcast on Apple, Spotify, YouTube, Rumble, or at SalemPodcastNetwork.com.
Safety. It's so important at your industrial facility. You need to keep your personnel safe and meet OSHA requirements. One problem with your ladders, platforms, or safety guards, and you could be facing costly fines. Vans Industrial helps you meet OSHA standards to keep your employees safe.
Hi, I'm Dave Van Camp, president of Vans Industrial. As a business owner, I realize the importance of keeping my employees safe, and I'm here to offer my expertise. Vans Industrial is a specialty contractor uniquely equipped to design, fabricate, and install safety equipment, including walkways, handrails, stairways, and machinery guards. Our Vans Industrial team can inspect existing systems, engineer solutions, fabricate quality goods, and install them with trained pros, all making a safer environment for your employees.
Call 833-VANS-IND for a free inspection of your facility. Interested in what else they do? Visit vansindustrial.com. That's VANSindustrial.com. Quality craftsmanship since 1964.
Mike Lindell and the MyPillow employees want to thank you for your great support this past year. They want to make 2026 the best year ever. So to thank you, they are giving you free shipping on your entire order and wholesale pricing. So they are bringing back the mega sale. For example, the classic MyPillows, regularly $49.98, now only $14.98. Turn any mattress into the best mattress ever with the made in the USA MyPillow My Mattress Topper and save up to $100. Get a set of MyPillow Giza Dream Sheets for as low as $29.98 or the 6-pack towel set for only $34.98. To get the best specials ever, go to MyPillow.com and use promo code LIBERTY or call 800-489-0201 and use promo code LIBERTY. These offers won't last long, so call 800-489-0201 or go to MyPillow.com and use promo code LIBERTY. Order now and your entire order ships absolutely free.
As a local business owner, you get called every week by marketing companies. We get it. We have hundreds of satisfied customers. Here's what a satisfied client recently said.
Open enrollment is going great. We're hitting record numbers. Thank you so much for this report. It really is amazing to see how the marketing is really shaping our enrollment around the city.
Salem Surround. Is your business hard to find online? Meet with a digital marketer today for ideas that will make your business stand out. Visit salemsurround.com.
Black and Right continues. Once again, here's John Anthony.
Welcome back to Black and Right. Let's go back to the phone lines. Marion from Bentonville. Welcome to Black and Right.
Good afternoon, John.
Hi.
Hi. I wanted to ask if you heard Jesse Jackson Jr.'s comments today at the family service.
No, what did he say?
He said there were 3 presidents here yesterday. None of them knew my father.
Whoa. Can you find that, Paul? Paul's going to find it.
Yeah. He had mentioned that twice during his remarks. He also was introducing the family and his half-sister, who was born in 1999. He introduced her. She was standing up there with his other sisters.
Yeah. You know, where did you hear that audio clip, Marion?
I came across it on Facebook.
Okay. You probably can go to X and just put in there were 3 Jesse Jackson Jr.'s comment, 3 presidents, something like that. Yeah, I mean, I bet you they couldn't say that about President Trump. I mean, when you think about what President Trump did for Jesse Jackson Sr., gave him an office in his building, helped him during his presidential campaign, they knew each other.
Yeah, and from what I understand, President Trump and George W. Bush were also invited.
Oh, they were?
They were, yeah.
Okay. I wonder why President Trump. I would have gone. I like going into the den where people don't like me. I love going in there.
Well, he had so much going on this weekend.
No, that's true. The war. I mean, the fight. The war, Maurice.
Yeah, and today, the 6 bodies coming back.
Oh, that's right. That's
Dover.
Yeah. He was there.
So it was a weekend that. Okay, great show, and I wanted to say I enjoyed you yesterday.
Thank you.
And hearing Pastor Lorenzo Solo.
Yeah, he's amazing.
Just a great way for me to start my morning yesterday.
Thank you, Marion. I really appreciate that.
Okay, bye now.
Right, bye-bye. Diane Harris, how you doing?
Hey, John, I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Oh my goodness, I'm still trying to get some energy, but these Boss Dog hot dogs that Stephanie Trussell brought to me have hit the spot. I'm gonna tell you.
Oh, well, good for you. Good for you. Yeah, I want to say congratulations to Stephanie, her and Jeannie. I'll be sure to listen to them on.
No. I don't think Jeannie's
well.
gonna be with her. I think it's just gonna be the Stephanie Trussell show.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay. Well, that's good too. So yeah, I'll listen to them for sure. And I also wanted to say that I'm really, really proud of Kristen Maxwell. I mean, she's doing really good to raise that kind of money.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been on the campaign trail for a long time, and I've never been able to do that. So she's doing something right. I think that generation has the key to making the future great for Republicans. I really do.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah, she is one of the. She is part of that. I believe the future of Illinois. Should her and her husband stay here, I do believe she's part of that future of what the Republican Party can be here.
Right, for sure. Well, the reason why I wanted to call is just to, because I hadn't chatted, and I wanted to talk about running for Secretary of State. I will be on the ballot for March 17th, and I look forward to winning the primary. I've heard them say about whenever nobody knows you have a primary, I always say, when I go places and they say, oh, do you have a primary? I love to hear that, because that means my opponent is not working, because they would know, people would have gotten the message out there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
Okay.
So, but yeah.
And you're running for, you didn't say the position, Secretary of State, right?
Secretary of State, yes. Running for Secretary of State. There's 102 counties, and I've been to about 52 of them. It is very different from a Senate seat and a state rep seat. It's different when you got to put the boots on the ground. But I'm really excited about it. I feel really good about it. I really do. I've gotten many, many great endorsements, and just looking for Election Day.
What's your platform? What are you running on? What are some of the issues that you see how if Diane Harris is elected to the Secretary of State's position, you can bring something different than what we're doing now?
Oh, yes, for sure. Currently they got this appointment thing that's going on. And everybody that I've spoken with, it's just not working out. Not working out. The DMV is a people-serving organization, governmental business, and I'm running to return service back to the people. So you wonder how? Well, with integrity, transparency, and accountability. The office belongs to the people, not politicians. And I think that focusing on the 88.5 million drivers and making sure that when they come in to register that they are eligible to drive, they have to be able to read the rules of the road. I want to keep focus on whether they are citizens or not. I mean, this is something that we've been having issues with. I mean, you're aware of the news. There's always someone accident happening, and you come to find out they're not illegal. They can't read the rules of the road. And so we want to curb that at registration, at the registration process.
Can we get rid of Diane, can we get rid of this whole appointment stuff for the Secretary of State?
Well, I believe we can. I believe we can, but we have to focus on the job descriptions internally. I think that if we focus, I want to work with the union. We have to work with the union to find out if we can streamline these job descriptions, because we need to be getting more out of the day-to-day work so that we won't need the appointments. You know, the appointments were set up because the lines were so long.
Yeah.
Well, let's move the people forward while they're there. You know, I can remember going in, you know, somebody will stamp one thing and you go to the next window. Oh, come on, can they stamp two possibly? You know, let's take a look at the job descriptions and work together internally, do more codes, ethics, and a lot of streamlining the process so that we can do more to help the people move things forward.
You know, Diane, my buddy Michael over in the Joliet office, I mean, he really does run a good office in that Joliet office, though. I have to admit that. I went in there to get my my Gold Star, and I was out of there within, 20, 30 minutes, and it was pretty busy.
Yeah, and you know what? Some offices are perfect.
Yeah.
And that's why I say some offices run really smooth, and then you have some that don't. And then also, John, and this is another platform issue, some don't even have a DMV there in the town in which they live. So I would like to maybe focus on adding some kiosks in the libraries, in the grocery stores, in the community college, post office, places that are already there that won't cost the taxpayer dollars to open up a new facility where individuals can go in with their credit card and keep it moving. Because, you know, this is a credit plastic society, and I think that would be beneficial, especially for the younger generation.
And Diane, my friend Kelvin makes a good point. DMV is a mess. Express services for seniors. Dennis, I don't know if you used it. I remember I brought it to a senior facility, the mobile unit. Dennis, because Dennis brought a Secretary of State's office to his township building. Dennis, can you talk about that?
Sure. A couple years back, the Secretary was looking for a location, a pop-up location in DuPage County. And literally within about 2 to 3 weeks, he had come to the Addison Township building, and we were able to coordinate with them. We opened up a couple Novembers ago. It was only supposed to be there for 6 months. The township did not charge the state any money because, again, it's taxpayer money. And they ended up, they're still there. I don't believe it's going to go away anytime soon. And they continue to grow it out. It handles hundreds of people every day. I think you saw it, John.
Yeah, I was there.
Or at least the construct. Yeah.
No, you gave me a tour of it. Remember?
Yes, and so it's trying to make things. And again, here's working with a Democrat as a Republican to try to help out residents. It's a governmental service. But the one thing they were focusing on that they told me before I left was that they were actually going to have. Where you could go to any one of the clerks and handle any part of business. They were trying to get to that part. So you could handle license plates with your driver's license, with a registration. You'd have to go see 4 different people.
Yeah. Hey,
exactly.
And Diane, can you give out how people can get involved, your social media, your website?
Oh, sure. I do need volunteers. But anyway, my website is www.harris4sos.com.
All right, Diane, go ahead, real quick.
Yeah, and I'm on other social medias, you know, Diane Harris SOS, D Harris SOS, you know, Twitter, Instagram, etc.
All right. Diane Harris running for Secretary of State for the great state of Illinois. Thanks so much for joining us on Black and Right.
Thank you for having me, John.
All right. We'll be right back, guys.
Make sure that you never miss a day of Sean Thompson when you subscribe to the Sean Thompson Show podcast, presented by the Alpha Wealth Group. Listen to the entire show each day on demand with limited commercial breaks. You can subscribe today for free at 560theanswer.com and click on podcasts, or search for The Sean Thompson Show on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts.
I'm Angelo Bavaro. The 6 American troops killed in the war in Iran were brought home in a dignified transfer from the Middle East to Delaware's Dover Air Force Base. Fox's David Spunt reports President Trump was there.
He honored those 6 fallen heroes and paid respects to them, along with the vice president and other cabinet members. Some of the families were there as well to meet with the president.
Iran's president apologizing to neighboring nations, saying the country would stop its attacks unless it was hit first. Storms continued to charge from Texas to the Northeast after tornadoes left at least 8 people dead in Oklahoma and Michigan.
This was a very rare event. You do not see tornadoes of this magnitude this early in the year and this far north. It was a function of temperatures, how warm it was, and just the right conditions.
Fox Weather's Haley Meyer in Union City, Michigan. America is listening to Fox News.
You need a construction company, but who?
Call Croscom.
A construction company you can trust that shares your Christian and conservative values. For decades, Croscom has been doing work in Chicagoland, Northwest Indiana, and Wisconsin. Roofs, siding, windows, doors, gutters, basically everything for your home or business, even solar. Quality work and professional services that make you feel great about your decision to work with Croscom.
Call Croscom.
630-871-5500. Give them a chance to earn your business. If your repairs are due to storm, fire, or flood damage, you need to
call Croscom.
They're licensed public adjusters. They work for you, not the insurance company. Croscom will work to get you the money you deserve, the maximum payout. They know the insurance companies and how to deal with them. They win for you.
Call Croscom.
Croscom Construction and Public Adjusters.
This is Dan Lights with Croscom. You can trust us with your home or business for high quality work and fair prices. It's the only way we do business.
630-871-5500. CroscomPublicAdjusters.com.
Making the switch to a new communications and IT company may seem like a big ordeal, but if you're not getting the reliable support, consistent internet, and secure solutions your company needs, meet Access One, your local Chicagoland IT experts. Access One has been powering Chicago businesses with secure, reliable IT solutions for over 30 years from our headquarters right here in the West Loop. Whether it's VoIP phones, dedicated internet, managed cybersecurity, cloud backups, or 24/7 support, Access One is here for you. Serving thousands of companies from Naperville to the North Shore, Access One is Chicago-owned and Chicago-run, a trusted IT partner for law firms, clinics, tech startups to manufacturers. We'll make the switch easier than you think. Let's talk. Call 800-804-8333 or visit accessoneInc.com. Rated top 5% in customer satisfaction and a Better Business Bureau A+ rated business. That's accessoneInc.com. Tech made personal locally.
Hello, can I have your attention, please? My name is Hugh McKenzie, and I'm a devout listener of The Answer. They have partnered with Food for the Poor consistently for the last few years. In the past, I've always wanted to participate, but unfortunately never had the extra cash at the end of the year to do so. But last weekend, I received the mail, and there was a bonus check for $2,500 from Mack Truck for selling commercial vehicles. I decided that I was all in. As I mentioned, I sell commercial vehicles. Everything from Mack, Volvo, Hino, Isuzu, new and used. I've been selling for over 30 years in the Chicagoland market. Call me at 630-918-9534 or check me out on the web. Google my name, Hugh McKenzie, and Hugh is spelled H-U-G-H, McKenzie is spelled M-C-K-E-N-T-Y. All right, thank you very much for your time.
To contact Hugh McKenzie, search Hugh McKenzie on LinkedIn or call 630-918-9534. That's 630-918-9534.
If you'd like a smartphone that's really smart, download the OnePlace.com app, the app that will inspire your faith daily and provide answers to the biggest questions of all. OnePlace lets you download your favorite pastor's programs and listen even offline or in airplane mode with easy connections to your Bluetooth speaker or dashboard. To download your free OnePlace app, visit the iTunes App Store or the Google Play Store for your Android device and search for OnePlace. That's OnePlace.
Your dog and a stranger are drowning. You can only save one. Who do you choose? Dennis Prager says your answer reveals everything about how you define right and wrong. In his new book, If There Is No God, Prager exposes the danger of emotion-based morality and why, without objective truth, society descends into chaos. This isn't a religious book. It's a rational case for moral clarity in a confused age. If There Is No God, from Dennis Prager. Order now at pragerstore.com. It's the show the mainstream media doesn't want you to know about. It's Black and Right with John Anthony.
Welcome back to Black and White. Let me explain something to the people that are new here. Nobody, and I mean nobody, dictates who I bring on my show. First of all, I did not invite Diane Harris on the show. She called in. She listens to the show, so she called in. But nobody will ever tell me who to have on this show. And if you got a problem with that, call me. Take it up with me. You will never dictate who I bring on this show. I invite all of the candidates on here. I don't play the game. I don't pick and choose. I thought I just went over this. I thought I just went over this from last week. I bring people on so that the voters can hear who they want, so the voters can decide who they want to vote for. Capiche? Dennis, where am I missing that?
I'm not exactly sure. It's your show. You get to bring your own guests on, and you always welcome everybody to come on, Democrat or Republican.
Democrat or Republican, come on. Exactly. I don't get it. Michael from the South Side.
John, Dennis, good evening. John, once again, you are hitting it out of the park. Thank you. You are absolutely right about Iran. As far as I'm concerned, we should have bombed them back in '79. Yep. And you performed a very valuable service by bringing on Stephanie Trussell and Christian Maxwell. I'm really stoked that Stephanie Trussell is returning to radio, and I wish her the best of luck with her campaign. And it's nice to see, as far as Christian Maxwell is concerned, it's really nice to see somebody black with the courage to actually criticize someone named Jackson.
That's a good point, Mike.
Yeah,
good point.
She's in. Yeah, I've already voted in the primary, and I'm looking forward to voting for her against Jonathan Jackson, because the guy really is coasting on his last name, and he really needs to leave office like yesterday. Seriously, the guy wanders around with this blank look on his face, and he's nothing more than an automatic vote for lefty issues. So I mean, the guy's got nothing going on.
Michael, she's talented too. I mean, everything that she said at the end, she didn't read from any cue cards or anything. She spoke it straight from the heart. That was straight from the heart.
Absolutely.
No cue
absolutely.
cards.
Oh, absolutely. You're dead on. And she gave that impression when she appeared on the show. You didn't see any hesitation in her voice, and she spoke with a great deal of confidence and conviction. And one last thing.
Yeah.
You know what? I voted for Diane Harris. Partly because her opponent is represented by one of the most obnoxious political operatives in Chicago.
I like Patrick, man. I really do. I think I got introduced to Patrick through Frank Coconati. I absolutely adored Frank Coconati. He was one. I'm telling you, man. You talk about Kelvin. You talk about a lion. Frank was a true lion. I'm actually having Walter on next week. Walter will be on the show next week. Again, I want the voters to decide who they should vote for by giving them the opponents. What's wrong with that? That's what radio is. That's what the venue of radio is for. Correct, guys? Dennis, am I missing it?
Well, many people don't even have people on their shows. That's
I know.
One person to have on, and they don't allow others. That's what makes your show unique. and you allow everybody to come on, and you also follow the FCC guidelines about making sure there's equal time. I'm not exactly sure what the issue is. So the primary is coming up in a few days. Everybody has their opportunity to vote, and then on March 18th, it's time to rally behind all the GOP candidates.
And I do my best to not have the candidates talk about their opponent. Why should people vote for you? That's. I mean, Dennis, I never mentioned my opponent's name whenever I ran for office. I wouldn't even talk about who they were. I wouldn't talk about what their platform. You know what I told them? I almost felt like the Secret Service. The Secret Service never, when you know how they're able to detect counterfeit money? They don't study fake money. They study the real thing because the more they understand what the real thing looks like, they immediately can detect something that's fake. You know?
You have to understand your environment, and you're asking people to vote for you. You and I have been on the ballot a number of times, and you're asking somebody to vote for you, and not why somebody else is bad, why you're the right person for it. There's plenty of time to debate somebody,
right?
And not everybody even wants to go on your show and debate. They just want to come on the show, and you make sure that they stay focused on what their agenda is, what they would do if they were an elected official, and I think that's important for the listener to distinguish between two different candidates who might be pretty similar.
Hey, Maurice, if you have any independent, because I mean, there's really not. Right now, I'm only focused on the primaries. But after March 17th, Maurice, you have anybody you know that wants to come on this show and have a conversation? I'm not about the gotcha interviews. It's not about. I want to figure out where they are on policy and policy alone. So if you have anybody, Maurice, bring them my way. And I promise you send me anybody, they will come on this show to have a conversation. My buddy Tyrone Muhammad is running as an independent, as a Senate candidate. He will be on this show. He will. Because again, it allows people to know who they want to vote for. Hey, guys, I promise you, if you guys hold the line, I'm going to come back, take the calls, and this show went by fast. Fastest 3 hours in radio. Sorry, Sean, I'm still in it. We'll be right back.
If you're over 65 and struggling with knee pain, Joint Relief Institute offers a guaranteed way to treat it. It's non-surgical and often covered by Medicare and private insurance. It's JRI's Joint Arthritis Treatment, knee lubrication placement that's so accurate, it's 100% guaranteed and can relieve your knee and shoulder pain in 10 minutes or less. Book your risk-free consultation today and get back to walking, golfing, pickleball to cycling without pain or medication. Call 708-315-6800. Meet the provider, get an x-ray and joint consultation. Why wait? JRI has treated over 30,000 Chicagoans and performed over 400,000 procedures. You could be next. Over 5,000 five-star Google reviews can't be wrong.
Stop living in pain. Call the Joint Relief Institute today, 708-315-6800, or visit jointreliefinstitute.com. Locations in Glenview, Oak Brook, and Orland Park. That's 708-315-6800 for the Joint Relief Institute. Medicare and most private insurance plans accepted.
Hi, I'm Ken Mariotti, owner of Woodland Windows and Doors, a third-generation family-owned business since 1969. We know you're bombarded by choices when shopping for new windows or doors, so we're inviting you to experience the Woodland difference. For decades, we have been transforming living spaces with Marvin Windows, a fifth-generation family business. Marvin replacement windows have been known to increase the warmth of your cold rooms by 10 degrees. Think about that, 10 degrees warmer. When you welcome Woodland into your home, you will get a product expert to transform your living spaces, full-time, dedicated professional installers that you can trust in your home, along with the best products like Marvin. These are the reasons we're proud of our 5-star reviews and family legacy. No gimmicks, no pressure, and upfront pricing are why Woodland Windows and Doors is your trusted window and door expert in Chicagoland. Visit woodlandwindows.com to book your free in-home expert consultation. That's woodlandwindows.com, or stop by our showroom at the corner of Lake and Geary in Roselle.
Hey AM 560 listeners, Jeff checking in again from jeffbuysyourhouse.com. What I learned serving our great nation in the military is that every mission is unique and success starts with listening. For nearly 20 years, our veteran-led house buying team has taken the time to understand what matters most to each homeowner we serve. Every home has a story, and every seller has different needs. Whether you want a quick closing or need extra time to find your next place, we customize our approach around what works best for you. That's how we've earned hundreds of 5-star Google reviews and an A+ rating with the BBB, by putting relationships first. No repairs needed, no cleanout required, and you pick the closing date that works best for your schedule. At JeffBuysYourHouse.com, we're here to help you through the entire transition, not just the transaction. Are you ready to work with a local team that takes the time to understand your home selling needs? Sell your house to the trusted source by calling us today at 630-895-9530. That's 630-895-9530 or JeffBuysYourHouse.com.
This is Black and Right with John Anthony.
Welcome back to Black and Right. Hey, Blakemore, I just like the roar as my buddy Kelvin. I like to let the lion out sometimes, so that's why. Let's go to Greg from LaGrange. What's up, brother?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm all right.
I like your approach where you bring everybody on. We should hear everybody's voice that you want on your show. It's your show.
Yeah.
So God bless you for that.
Yeah, thank you.
Here's what you want to know another thing that rankles me? This early voting garbage.
Yeah.
I don't, it's the right to vote isn't a convenience thing, It's not putting two pillows underneath your feet and just propping yourself up and mailing a letter.
Yeah.
There should only be exceptions for mail-in voting and in absentia.
Yeah.
And if you want to make it a national holiday, make it a national holiday. And just get it done, and let's get some structure back into this, because the looser that our opposition wants the voting to be, the easier it is for them to cheat.
Yeah.
The other thing that bugs me, and I think Ken Paxton had a pretty good idea. He kind of put Cornyn in a box. He's like, fine, if President Trump wants me to drop out of the race, I'll drop out of the race under one condition.
Yeah.
You support the Safety Act.
Yep.
The SAFE Act. Because this garbage that's going on in the Senate with people holding their nose and McConnell pulling a McCain just to screw the president over, we need security in our voting. We need to get back to the basics in this country. And the left doesn't want us to do that because they're Sochis. I just call them Sochis now. That's what they are.
I love that.
They want to destroy all our culture. They want to destroy everything we were raised on. And we're all brothers. We all work, and we all want to work, and we all want to raise our kids, and we all want them educated, and we all want them successful citizens. And the left doesn't want us to do it. The Sochis don't want it. So let's fight. Let's fight against the Senate and get them to get some guts and get this thing through. Kill the filibuster.
I'm
Kill
with
the
you.
filibuster.
Yes. Right now. Today, if they could. That's what I'd say,
Yep.
Greg. Thanks so much, Greg. Appreciate the call. Let's go to Ron from the South Side.
Hey, I always voted, right of school, John. That's for me to say that was our neighborhood school. You was 10 years younger than me, but that's our connection, John.
Yeah.
Right of school, yeah, man. So I had to throw that out.
Wait, Ron, what part of the South Side are you at, though?
I was on 87th and Parnell. My family bought a house there in 1963.
Are you still there?
Oh no, we left there, but I'm still.
No. Wait, I'm going somewhere. When did you leave?
Actually, I left probably in the 90s, but I'm so connected to community. I'm gonna call you. I need to get your cell phone.
Yeah.
Cause we are more connected through that, man.
Yeah.
The Emerald store, Miss Mac store.
Miss Mac. Well, Miss Mac. Remember Jimmy's on Halsted?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Jimmy was my cousin. Jimmy was my cousin.
But I'll get your cell number because man, we are connected through history and from that neighborhood, the Ryder neighborhood and stuff. So I'll get to why I called.
Wait. I lived on 88th in Parnell, and Mr. What's his name building right on the corner on 8802 Parnell. I lived there too.
John, I got to call it because we were at 8730 Parnell.
Yeah.
For 60-some years. Oh, man.
Yeah. I guarantee you we run into each other.
Oh, yeah. So, but this is what I wanted to say about the congressional race.
Yeah.
John, anybody that would vote, I'm talking about the 2nd Congressional District, anybody that would vote for, and look, I'm into the redemption and forgiving people, but if you vote for a person that is running for office that got convicted when he was holding that office, it's like, okay, you would not put your money in a bank when the CEO was charged with embezzlement, right?
Yeah.
You like, no, I can't do it. So anybody in the and guess what? They're going to vote for him, and guess what? Yeah. Everybody gonna be emotional on his daddy, but no, he was convicted. For a crime holding that office. Anybody that votes for him should be embarrassed. Talk to you, buddy.
All right, hey, 87th Street Gunslingers.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right,
always. Thank you, John.
All right, brother. Let's go to David from Lansing.
Hey, John. Great show. Hey, Dennis. How's it going if you're still there?
He's still there.
All right. I'm coming in medium like the chances. Like the chances that Indiana will get 2 NFL football teams, which is bizarre in my opinion.
I said the same thing.
Okay. Anyway, this is a bit off the current subject because it's voting and voter IDs, which I do believe we should get for all 50 states and enforce them. But I'm talking about MS Now and CNN and the other socialist channels, Bloomberg and whatnot. I turn these on lately and I watch them, and it's Trump 24 hours, and it's just attack Trump 24 hours a day. Now, I'm just calling about the War Powers Act, and like they mention this like every hour. Like, Trump is a dictator. Now, okay, so this goes back to War Powers Act, and they're saying he should have gotten congressional approval. Now, let's picture what would happen if we had all Congress people vote on a war with Iran. Okay, so they vote yes or no. It takes a few days, and then they say yes. And so let's schedule these aircraft carriers to go to Iran on Friday at, say, like 5:30 p.m. Is that a good time? So we're just like tipping off the enemy on what's going to happen. Now, you understand? So it's like it's like a telegraphing a punch against Mike Tyson or something.
Yeah.
Would you like say I'm going to decide to hit Mike Tyson now in the right side of the face? So should I do it or not? By that time you'd be like on your back. So so this War Powers Act's kind of outdated. On the other hand, you can't just go willy nilly and attack whatever you want as like one person. That would be a dictator. So I have some kind of balance here.
Yeah.
I hope somebody at the federal level is listening. So how about like a war committee of they have all these committees in Congress. How about a committee of like 10 or 12 people that decides if we go to war, and then within 48 hours of the first strike, the entire Congress votes on whether we should continue. Because we cannot telegraph punches to people with lots of weapons. That's something that the Democrats don't understand. They think we got to schedule this war.
Yeah.
Anyway.
On their time too, David. Thanks, David. I appreciate the call. We'll be right back.
All right. Have a good one. Thanks.
All right. We'll be right back.
Feel that feel, enjoy yourself, because we have everything we need.
In his new movie, The Dragon's Prophecy, Dinesh D'Souza brings the new Middle East into focus with a message of perseverance, faith, and a shared global destiny.
Could the fate of the world, of humanity itself, be somehow tied to this place?
At long last, we have peace in the Middle East.
Israel and Christians are coming together in a way they have never been before, since the book of Acts.
But is this the end of Hamas and radical Islam? What does the Bible say?
We have to become fighters in the spirit for God. We don't accept what the enemy wants to do with our culture. We don't accept what he wants to do with the nation. If we keep fighting, we win.
Powerful, prophetic, a must-see movie based on Jonathan Cahn's international bestseller, The Dragon's Prophecy, combines history and scripture with faith, justice, and renewal. The Dragon's Prophecy, a new film by Dinesh D'Souza, now available on Amazon, YouTube, and iTunes.
All right, Vito, you best be letting me in and having a look around.
Officer Murphy, hello. Yeah, this is Vito's Vault. We're definitely not a dinner theater speakeasy, where you can get dinner, drinks, and an amazing musical comedy show plus free parking, all for one low price.
Oh, that's too bad. I was going to bring me dear sweet mother to see your show.
Well, why didn't you say so? Come on in.
Vito's Vault, Chicago's new Roaring Twenties dinner theater speakeasy. For tickets, go to vitosvault.com.
Today, millions of people all across America are building a life in recovery from addiction and mental illness, helping themselves
and helping each other, with friends, family, and community lending their strength and support.
Join the Voices for Recovery.
Together, we are stronger.
For 24-hour free and confidential information and treatment referral for mental and substance use disorders, for you or someone you know, call 1-800-662-HELP.
Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
And now, more Black and Right with John Anthony.
All right, welcome back to Black and Right. Let's get through these calls quick because we're running out of time. Big Al. Thanks for holding.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, there you go, buddy. Go ahead.
Well, I walked a 2-mile parade route in Elmhurst today. It was absolutely electric for St. Patty's. We walked with Ted Dabrowski, and let me tell you, I don't know if this guy's going to win, but he was celebrated for 2 miles.
Oh, wow.
And it was electric. At the end, I wanted to do a moonwalk and then go into a James Brown split. Okay?
Dude, this second week in a row, you making me laugh at the end of the show.
You enjoy yourself, man. It was awesome, though, man. It was electric.
All right, miss you, brother. Love you, brother.
Yeah.
All right, bye. Lawrence.
Hey, how are you, John?
Hey.
Pamela Denise Long. She's the most competent and capable for arguing policy. She is the one that's able to debate. She will be able to stand up for the voiceless in our state. So if anyone could look at Long for Senate2026.com, she'll be on your show next week.
Yeah,
and she's not going to run away and hide like Joe Biden and Don Tracy. Don Tracy's been smearing her with false attacks, and now it's time to stand up and call Don Tracy out.
He'll be on next week as well. I guess there was a mix-up this week. He was supposed to be on this week, but there was a mix-up on my part. But he will be on next week as well.
Well, Pamela Denise Long will hold the government accountable.
All right, we got to go, brother.
Reparations.
All right, thank you, Lawrence. All right, Tommy, what's coming up? Dennis, you there?
I'm here.
All right, Tommy, what's coming up on the show
So
tonight?
we're going to have Lou Santoyo come on the show tonight.
Yeah,
He's
Lou.
running for Kane
Sheriff.
County Sheriff in the
Yeah.
Republican primary. He's running against a gentleman, Bob Russell.
Mm-hmm.
And Lou's going to describe...
Former coroner.
Yes. Lou's going to talk to us about, well, his campaign, law enforcement, and all the different things happening in Illinois.
Nice.
There's a lot going on. The SAFE-T Act.
Uh-huh.
Uh,
But don't talk about Iran, right, to any candidates that are running.
well, maybe afterwards.
Okay.
In the second half. But Lou's running a great campaign. Got good exposure out there. And so we decided to have him on and talk about what's happening in Illinois, which is probably, after taxes, I'm going to say the second most important topic with the campaigns is crime.
All right, now
it's public safety.
Talk to the people. What's coming up next?
Lou Santoyo.
All right.
He'll be on.
Guys, I want to thank you so much for joining me this week. I'll see you next week. Go out and get the book. Guys, we are under 100,000 for the rankings on Amazon. Man, if we can get about 10, 15 books sold tonight, I'm sure it'll catapult us. See you next week.
A great smile can make you feel happy and confident. So when you consciously conserve your teeth, that glowing smile will show through. At Best Dental Group, doctors Economos, Gave Alice, and their staff are ready to help you create that perfect